Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Like I said, Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. I appreciate y'all for checking with me. I already know what it is. We back with another one of them things. And tonight we got ourselves a great topic. You know, as we buckle up, football season is here, ladies and gentlemen. You know, you see things are heating up on the gridiron. And nonetheless, we all know that Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes would take precedence. Listen, they have captivated the whole entire world, you understand, and Deion Sanders is poised to shock the world, or what I say, just validate everything that a lot of people believe. Now, this will be an uphill battle. TCU is no slouch, but we do know and we understand that Deion Sanders is nothing to be messed around with, and he has assembled a dream team here, ladies and gentlemen, you know, just reinventing the transfer portal, you know, to his liking, bringing in a reinforcement. You know, you had to have an overhaul. A lot of people are saying this, that, and the third, the way he shook up the joint. But hell, I say it needed to be shaken up, goddammit. And the Colorado Buffaloes, to me, are as dangerous as ever. We're going to get into everything. Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders, Shiloh Sanders. There's a lot to discuss. And we all know what's going on with TCU. Warren Sapp, yes, the legend. We're going to get all into it, ladies and gentlemen. It's Flight Sports. He pulled up the boulder, you know, just bringing in that added sense of urgency, giving the team extra motivation. I want to give major props to Deion Sanders, Colorado, Warren Sapp and company, who came out there and definitely gave the team some words of encouragement that they just continuously get. Whenever you got Deion Sanders there, it won't be no less of words of encouragement and motivation. And the Buffaloes have that. And we're going to get all into it. It's Flight Sports. Listen, get ready. This is going to be a hell of a game. We're going to get a lot of opinions, you know, on how the Buffs will fare. You know, like I said, this ain't nothing to be messed around with, but this is what Deion Sanders prepared for. This is why he wanted to be in this situation. It's only about elevation from here. It's Flight Sports. Listen, I got my man All Access in the building. Dex, talk to the people. We live.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Flight Sports TV, the machine, the voice of the voiceless, the people's champ, the hottest in these streets. Shout out to the panel as it reaches its premium peak. Shout out to the chat and all of its cacophony spewing out of the cracks and crevices of Flight Sports block. And big ups to everyone who pulling up to Flight Sports TV to watch this 100-inch flat screen HD 2K or 8K TV live in color, in person. You feel me? And big ups to you. We appreciate you coming up. We appreciate you participating. But listen, your job is not done. Your job is not done. Please proceed to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss one iota of an exuberant experience. And we all want to thank Flight for personally inviting us to a front row seat to this extravaganza. Flight is on and it's cracking.
Let's go.
Colorado versus TCU. Can the Buffaloes beat the Froghorns? Most of the professional odd makers and sports pundits, if not all, have TCU in a rout. Now, there's an article that was written a couple of days ago by the New York Post. Zach Braziller, and it's titled under the college football preview section, Deion Sanders looking to transform Colorado into contenders after unprecedented overhaul. We've been following Colorado all through the offseason. Since Neon Deion, see, people don't remember that was one of his original monikers. Neon Deion, before the prime time. The Florida State Deion Sanders. Neon Deion Sanders. Hopscotch from Jackson State University, the fourth largest college university in the state of Mississippi, and became one of the most exciting programs in all of that state. We know we got the big boys in Sparks. We know we got them boys down south in Hattiesburg. And we know we got them boys up at Mississippi State. And even though there's a rivalry between Mississippi State and Ole Miss, the Rebels, and it's called the Egg Bowl. And that Egg Bowl is very exciting. It's a tradition that goes back 10s, 20s, and 50s of years, close to 100, if not over 100. I think maybe it might be over 100 now. And that is the allure of college football in Mississippi. M-I, crooked letter I, crooked letter I, humpback, I, right? But Deion Sanders came on the scene. And he took a program that was sloth, that was buried in muck and mire of disappointment, and brought it up to prominence. Not only prominence in the HBCU, but prominence in college football, D1 programs. Not only was it prominent, it was also exciting. It was exhilarating to sit there and watch Neon Deion do his thing, aka primetime, as a legitimate competitive coach. And we've seen his sons ascend, and we've seen other players ascend. We even see players get drafted by Jackson State University. So Southern Miss had their thing going, right? The Golden Eagles. Mississippi State had their thing going, I think, with the Cowboys. And then Ole Miss had their thing going, the Rebels. But Jackson State, a humble pie of HBCU sports achievement, got a Hall of Fame player, a sports icon, and a recognizable name with flair and charisma. And that's basically all it took, plus his knowledge and IQ of the game, with a flavor of religion. I don't think he was so much apostolizing, but he made it known who his Lord and Savior was. He had no bones about it. He was very brash and bombastic with it, to be honest. So now we got all that out the way, right?
Right.
What is Deion Sanders going to do now? That's the question.
Okay.
What the hell is Deion Sanders going to do now?
That's a hell of a question.
Because when you look at it, it was unprecedented. It was stunning. It was unheard of. It was also everything you would expect from Deion Sanders, the bombastic, flashy, and tell you exactly what he's thinking Hall of Fame cornerback turned coach. Upon taking over at Colorado, he cleaned house. Talented players were run off. Promising recruit were told to look elsewhere. Coach Prime, as he calls himself, and actually that's not what he really called himself. He didn't nickname himself that. That nickname was from Chris Berman, if I'm not mistaken, from ESPN from way back in the day. Prime time, if y'all can remember Chris Berman. So I don't know what this guy talking about. It seemed like he got a little hate in his heart, but nevertheless, wasn't going to waste any time building the dormant program, which has won 10-win seasons in the last 21 years. Is 24-42 over the last 6 seasons and went a dismal 1-11 last fall. Speaking of Colorado. Quoting Deion Sanders, we got a few positions already taken care of because I'm bringing my luggage with me, and it's Louis Vuitton. He told Colorado players in his first team meeting back in December that was posted on YouTube, so there's receipts. I'm coming, and when I get there, there's going to be change. So I want y'all to get ready. So go ahead and jump in that portal. The more of you jump in, the more room you make. Those of you that don't run off, we're going to try to make you quit. I want one that don't want to quit, that want to be here, who want to work, who want to win. I don't want to get in the game and then find out I got Jane when all season I thought I had Tarzan.
Oh, that's some harsh statements.
That's some harsh stuff right there, man.
It sure is, Dex, man. This a lot. It's gonna be a heavy year. I got my man Phonics in the house. You know, we got a lot of people here to discuss what's going on with Colorado. Phonics, what's good? How you feeling tonight, man? We got a lot of things to discuss on the gridiron.
Yo. What's good? What's good?
What's good? How you feeling? We appreciate you for stopping by with us. We got TCU, Colorado. You know, the people are buckled up. You know, they're ready to rock and roll. Deion Sanders is ready to validate all the chirp and all of the hype. You know, this is when everything comes into, you know, fruition. And Deion is ready to shock the world along with a host of some very talented young men. You know, what's your thoughts on Colorado and how successful they could be in this situation that they're about to endure?
Well, my thoughts is this: they're not going to be very successful. And what I just heard from the last little soliloquy is, I keep hearing Deion Sanders. I keep hearing prime time. I keep hearing us going back to the past. Deion isn't playing. That Hall of Fame player and all of that, that's separate from his now career as a coach. And currently, TCU is ranked 17th in the country. Colorado isn't ranked at all. They're not ranked at all. Iowa is 25th and Tulane is 24th. Colorado is not ranked at all. I do not believe in Deion as a coach. He should have stayed where he was at. He should have stayed there for a few more years. We can go off all this hype. And Deion is not playing. It's a whole new ball game. He is not going to only lose Saturday. He's going to get dragged, but it's going to be great ratings for Fox.
Oh,
Great
fact.
ratings.
Oh,
You know what I'm
fact.
saying?
This,
You know what I'm saying?
this the crazy part.
a lot of people do believe that they will be successful.
Yeah, because hold on, Woody, because you know why? There's something called riders. Rider can either be somebody that holds you down and they right there with you, or somebody that likes to sit on something because everybody else does.
Man,
Those are riders.
look at
I'm not a rider.
they going off the swag. They like one of the only teams that was in the swag with like 5-star players. Like the talent wasn't even equal. He's supposed to do what he did in the swag. The talent even now.
Exactly. More than even. You gonna tell me they're gonna beat USC? Stop it.
Look,
I
could go to TCU and make it to the NFL. I don't need Jack. The best hope to the NFL back in the swag was Jackson State because Deion. So where you think the 5 stars gonna go?
So what are you gonna say when they beat TCU?
Man, they're not gonna beat TCU. Stupid if you believe that.
But I'm just saying.
Man, this is what I'm telling you. These people gonna win 3 games. I don't want to hear no excuses. He handpicked his team. He said,
exactly.
If look, this is what I'm getting at. Now, I have an excuse for him if he kept them kids that had the scholarship on. You know, they can't win or whatever. All right, we give him the excuse. We got to wait till he, his players in there, right? The thing about it, he cut their scholarships and brought his players in there. So what's the excuse?
There's no excuse.
Listen, I want to say this.
He handpicked them.
I understand. Obviously, it was a plan in place. What I will say is this is his first year. I know that it's looking like
we not about to use that flight. No,
I'm just saying. Dudes. It is his first year. He had to bring in his own. Number one, the team was trash from a year ago.
That's not the same team.
How much people we wanted to stick around?
Okay, Flight. Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. September 23rd, they have Oregon. Is that a win or loss? September 30th, they have USC. October 7th, they have Arizona State, followed by Colorado, Stanford, and UCLA. Come on.
They're going to win 3 games, man. We know that already. They're going to win 3 games.
Focus one game at a time. Right now, we got TCU. So I think that's number one. I think that it's going to be a lot of pressure. I know that Coach Prime is going to try to act like it doesn't exist, but there is going to be pressure on him to be successful because there's a lot of hype. But you stated before about the players. I think you underestimating these young guys that's really about to go out there. Shedeur Sanders is a true Heisman candidate. You also have, Travis Hunter and company. This guy, Travis Hunter, is playing.
Wow,
man.
This guy is very talented. Listen, they got support here on these rosters, talent on the offense, defense, all over.
But you're saying things. You're saying things that nobody
coached. Them people lost in the championship game, man.
You're saying things that nobody has ever said. How are you going to say Shedeur Stevenson is the Heisman? He's not even. Nobody's even looking at him pre-Heisman.
I said he's a potential Heisman candidate.
Nobody's looking at him. He's not.
Yeah, a lot of people are looking at Shedeur Sanders.
He's not good. He's not really good.
To be a top.
This about to be funny, dog. This about to be funny.
The Heisman winner is in your conference. That's Caleb Williams out of USC. That's where the Heisman is at, homie. That's where it's at currently. It's in Southern California.
Man,
it ain't in Colorado.
Man, you can't win the Heisman if you win 3 games. So how you a candidate? He gonna win 3 games, bro.
We gotta play the games first.
Man, it's the truth, man. He ain't beating TCU.
I want to see how they look against TCU.
Man, they got 4 teams that's ranked over there in that division, bro. They got 4 teams, not just TCU.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna discredit how tough it looks. It looks like it's gonna be a crazy course. I don't think obviously it's going to be a cakewalk, but I think this is what he signed up for. He didn't want it to be easy. Man. He already dominated. Now it's time to dominate, this situation, which I think he will do. And he's in it for the long haul. We got to understand it's not one season of bust. You know,
But he's not a good coach.
he's building up we got to acknowledge that he's
Man,
building
they
one hell of
started
a
talking
program.
like this 19, like
Nah,
it's 20, like it's 2020.
can we acknowledge that he's like
Man, it's
really
not
building a
2020, man.
hell of a
You could go in the
program?
portal now, man, and get talent,
No,
man. That's what he
that's true.
did.
I know.
It's not
But
the
he
same
needed to
thing.
do that. But he
Man,
needed
it's
to
not
do
the
it.
same thing, man. It's not the same thing. You acting like this man got to play 4 years with the other coach players. It's not like that no more. He showed you. He showed you that. He sent all them dudes home, hit the portal. So that means the dudes he bringing in there, he feel like they could win, right?
Word.
So ain't no excuses, man. That means he had to take somebody's scholarship to give it to another player, which means he think theirs better than them, and he ain't supposed to win.
And I agree with that.
Ain't no y'all going for they using the excuse, oh, this is his first year, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
If you gonna get the same, look at this the point I'm getting at.
We gotta let each other talk.
But look at Flight. This is what I'm getting at. I'm gonna make it short and sweet. If we gonna get the same results we got last year, why get rid of them players from last year? If that's the results we gonna get.
But I think that's what you losing the ship here. You assuming that it's going to be some kind of debacle.
Oh, it's gonna be that. Only person they beating over there is Nevada. That's it. That's it.
I want to see how they look against TCU. Go ahead, Dax.
No, I was saying that TCU was somewhat in a similitude with Colorado and Deion, because last season that was Coach Dyke's first season at TCU, and he brought his team into the national championship game
with transfer players.
So what I'm saying is that you don't know what can happen, because nobody expected TCU. If you did, you're lying. Expected TCU to be playing in the college football playoff national championship game. They expected maybe teams like Ohio State, Alabama, Clemson, USC, Michigan, and Georgia.
That's true, Dex, but that's not true, because you've seen through the season how it was basically going to play out. But I will say this, and I'm going to go on record with Scott. Colorado wins 3 games this year. And y'all are blaming on it's his first season. No excuses, though.
Stop saying y'all. You ain't from the country. You from the Bronx.
You will say the same thing. Oh, it's his first season, because you a real caper. You love caping. So that's what you're going to say. Well, it was his first season. You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so what's his first season? He'll only get 2 seasons at Colorado, and he'll be gone. That's a guarantee.
What you guys fail to realize is this right here. What you guys fail to realize this right here. Nobody is expecting Colorado to be world beaters.
You are.
Nobody. You listen.
Man, y'all.
Man, well, I mean, you're anomaly. You're anomaly.
You not expecting them to be world beaters, and y'all saying
because let me tell you, because I know football. I know football. I'm not somebody who blow. I'm not a blowhard. I actually know football, and I know college football, and I go back. I'll go back to Colorado. I bet you. Can you guys go back and give us some Colorado history?
Man, Deion Sanders being Colorado was
this man said history.
That's the point we getting at. So how you gonna change history?
No, I'm just saying you guys don't know, right? Just say you don't know. I mean, it's no big deal.
You said history.
Nobody knows everything.
Was good when they had the boy Stewart. What his name? Who played for the Steelers?
Cordell Stewart.
Yeah, that's the last time they was good. We know that.
No, that's not true. That's not true. See, they was good more recent. They was good more recent. They was good when they had Eric Bieniemy.
They done been through like 3 coaches. What are you talking about?
They was good.
See what I'm saying? See, this is why I don't like talking to people who don't know nothing but just blow hard.
You keep saying don't know nothing, but you obviously you don't know nothing. If you keep caping for Deion, Deion has not proven anything yet. Yeah, and you keep talking about Deion. Deion is not a player anymore, Dex. He's a coach. You name prime time and all that. What does that have to do with him as a coach? I'll be quiet now. Answer me.
Listen, we know Colorado been a turd for a very long time. We know they have been a turd for a very long time, right? The last good coach they had was McCarthy. Y'all remember McCarthy, Coach McCarthy?
Yeah, McCarthy. Yeah.
No, I'm not talking to you, Vern. I'm talking to the blowhards.
That's what I'm saying.
You can answer my question, so I'm not answering yours.
super
Man,
team.
we all know Oregon been running that division in TCU. We already know that, man. So you can
Colorado's
say
not in
whatever
that
you want.
division. So what are you talking about?
Who?
Colorado's Pac-12.
They gonna whoop TCU like they stole something. They go to the Big
See, you
12.
guys. I mean, come on. You guys are so out of alignment. It's
TCU the Big
ridiculous.
12.
Ain't Oregon
It's hard
Oregon
to
on
have
their
a real
schedule?
good
Future.
But hold on, ain't
conversation.
Oregon on their schedule?
Who?
Oregon.
Yes, they are. So is
Okay,
USC.
okay, that's Pac-12. What
They
that
play
mean?
Yes, that's Pac-12. Exactly.
They gonna win that game
What
too.
I'm saying, they gonna lose. That's what I'm saying.
They
We
gonna lose
can't.
to
They're
who?
going to lose a lot of games. That's not no big deal. Oregon's going to lose.
The point I'm getting at is, well, how Shador gonna be a Heisman candidate if they lose it?
Right,
I
there
don't
you go. Because they
Then-
ain't gonna lose. That makes sense, Skyler. That's the first time you said something smart that made sense. They ain't gonna lose. I don't know what Dex talking about, but they ain't gonna lose. Dex right though. They
Listen,
gonna win
man.
a lot of games.
First of
This
all,
man make me
first
out
of
look
all,
foolish,
Vern.
Jack.
First of all, Vern.
Dex,
Let's put it in
Dex,
context.
Hey, Dex.
Man,
Hey, look,
Vern
Dex,
full of them
Dex,
truly.
Hey, look, Dex. Hey, Dex. This is the reason why I said that they're gonna win a lot of games, Dex. They gonna go.
I didn't say they wasn't going to win a lot of games. You said they weren't going to
Dex,
lose.
it ain't what you said. It's what I'm saying now. Please, can I say it? Thanks. They gonna win a lot of games. Just because Deion ain't gonna do no worse than what he did in the last 2 years. Last 2 years they was 11-1, both times. So he ain't gonna do no worse than that, Dex.
Man, he had the best roster
Dex,
in the
he got
SWAC, man.
talent.
What is you talking about?
Forget what you talking about.
He had the best roster. He's supposed to do that when you got the best roster in SWAC.
And he's saying the SWAC. You talking about the SWAC. Man, you can't be serious.
That's what I'm trying to tell him. He had the best roster.
Now
I'm trying to figure out what page are you guys on? Is it you don't like Deion or you don't like Colorado?
No,
I got the best.
It don't have nothing to do.
I don't like whiners and capers. I don't like people that just jump on bandwagons and jump on them. You're just saying because Deion. I heard your whole little soliloquy, Dex. You're basically saying because Deion. You did not mention the players. You're saying because Deion is there, now all of a sudden they're gonna win like magically.
Yep.
Like he's playing again.
Let me answer you
Let
about
me explain something. Hold on, everybody. Everybody,
This don't
please
have
slow
nothing to
down.
do with Deion
Everybody,
with me.
slow down, man.
I see what's
Let me address phonics. Phonics. One thing about college football is basically all about the coach. You know that, right?
Right.
I've been a college football fan all my life. Clemson Tigers, baby.
So okay, so
you gonna put up 55 points on them, man.
Sky, why are you talking? And I'm trying to address somebody. We're trying to have bring out some good information.
Man, that's the truth,
and all you want to do is just be negative. I already know what you're trying to do.
That's the truth, man.
Whatever Flight Sports TV champion, you go opposite.
No,
so it doesn't matter. We already know you're a contrarian, a professional contrarian.
Yeah,
but listen,
we know the
Phonics.
bet against you.
Phonics.
Yes, sir.
If you said you know college football, so if you know college football, then you know it's all about coaching in college football. It's all about personality far as coaching in college football. It's about charisma, right? That's what get these young men excited to play.
Right. It's also about talent. Yeah, how you say that when Nick Saban doesn't exhibit any of what you just said. But how many national champions does he have?
Have you ever heard Nick? Whoa. See, that's what you don't know.
Where do you see charisma at? Where do you see any of that at? Where do you see any of that at? He hasn't even released his starting quarterback for the season.
Listen, I said charisma is a trait. I didn't say charisma is the totality of everything. It's a trait that you need to have.
I don't like showboating.
And hold on. And Nick Saban do have his form of charisma. It's just Southern charisma. Something that you might not be familiar with.
Here we go. I lived in the South for 20 years.
Now, Sky might attest to this as well. Because Nick Saban did do good things at LSU. So how are you going to do good things at LSU, hop over to one of their fierce opponents, and continue to do good things if you lack charisma?
I'm going to tell you something, Dex, real quick. Let me say this real quick. I just watched hold on, let me say this real quick. I watched a good documentary on Netflix. It's called The Swamp. It's about the Gators, right? And when Tim Tebow and them boys was there. And yo, you right to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Yo, they coach.
Steve Spurrier,
you know what I'm
right?
No, not Steve Spurrier. Old boy, Urban Meyer.
Urban Meyer? Yeah, he came after Spurrier. Okay.
Yeah, behind the scenes, he had a lot of swag. But guess what? He also had. He got those players. He recruited them, and they signed. They basically bought in. They bought in. They didn't have the greatest talent at first, but they bought in. They showed Tebow, and I remember when Tebow first came in, but they showed how they just kept improving. But they were also not cocky. Deion is coming with too much baggage. And the thing is, y'all putting more pressure on Deion than we are because he has to win.
But
If he
see,
doesn't,
hold
he's
on
going to
now.
be talked bad about.
Hold on. You got two different eras of Florida football. So if you saying that Urban Meyer team was humble, what about Steve Spurrier's teams?
Steve Spurrier team had swag because Steve
Okay,
Spurrier
then.
had
Thank
that
you.
swag.
Thank you.
He had that swag, but he backed it up. I'm telling you, as currently this season, they're not going to win more than 3 or 4 games. I do not believe in Deion as a coach. I just
That's what
don't.
I'm trying to say. I look at the teams that they
That's
got to
okay. That's
play.
cool.
Man, them dudes, all
If
the
you
teams
believe
they,
that, that's cool.
man, all the
Because a
teams they
lot of people
playing,
believe that.
all the teams they playing proving, man. Colorado ain't proved nothing. So up until I see a difference, I'm going with TCU.
Listen,
I'm going with Auburn. I'm going with the powerhouses.
All day.
My
You know
All
what I'm
day.
saying? I'm
but
not
but
buying
that's
into
easy to
that.
do
All
though.
day.
That's easy to do because they're overwhelming favorites. You got to listen. Deion came to a Colorado team that won 1 game out of
So what?
12
Yeah.
games.
We
They
don't want
won 1.
excuses. We don't want excuses,
They
Dex.
was almost an offer.
He's prime time. We don't want excuses,
And,
Dex. This is what I'm
and
saying. Y'all like to make
hold on.
excuses on Fight
Listen,
Sports. Don't make
listen.
them.
Do you understand what the word unprecedented means?
Hey, Jack, I
Their
want
Oh,
to ask.
Dex,
homework
Hey,
trying to.
Jack,
Dex, you know what
when
the
they get
difference
through
is,
talking,
though, Dex?
when y'all get through talking to Dex, can I ask Dex some business questions?
Dex, you know what the difference is, though, Dex? That team that won 1 game, they ain't have no 5-star players on their team.
Yo, that team that won 1 game, they got number 10 of them returned back, and that 3 of them started. I mean, 2 of them started. They got a
Shout,
whole brand new team.
shout out to the
Y'all
Pope.
just don't know. What up, Flight? Hey, what up, Flight?
What up? What up,
Shout
But
Pope,
out,
see,
man?
the,
What's good,
Hey,
Pope?
hey,
shout out,
Jack.
Fly.
Hey,
Shout
what
out
up,
the
hey, Jack?
panel.
Hey, what up, Flight? What up, the panel? Hey, let me ask Dex this one right fast so I get it because Phonics and Dex Phonics and what's his name ain't gonna stop. Look, hey Dex, I want to ask you this, Dex. Hey, look, they said TCU favored by 21 points. Dex, look here, how can
yep.
that money go? Okay, look, I'm gonna take my 300. Dex, listen to me, Dex. Don't take. I ain't capping. Listen, I ain't got a lot of kicking. Look. Dex, I'm putting my 300. I got to go 300 because I got to pay the home game bill. Dex, I'm going 300 on it. So when I go 300, how do I bet it? So I'm just going because they say it's gonna be the 21. So how much money I should be expecting back off that 300
Well,
when they
it
win?
depends on
When they
what the line. It depends on what the
the
odds
line is
are,
20,
right?
the line is 20. They get 20.
No,
TCU
no,
favored by 21 points.
that's the point spread.
That's the
That's
point
the
spread,
point
right?
spread. But
Okay.
the odds line is the money.
Yeah,
Like
I want to go. I want to go through FanDuel.
Well,
what,
don't take the points, you won't win the most money.
Right.
If they're giving you the points, just go baseline. You going with Colorado, man? Just pick them straight out.
Right. So that just
no, no,
I'm
no,
going with the
no,
Hell
no.
spread.
no,
I'm
no,
going with the
no.
Don't,
spread.
don't
I'm
do
going
that.
with the
Heck
spread.
He's
no.
trying to
Hey,
send you to
You
the
don't.
poorhouse. He's trying
Yeah,
to send you to
you
the poorhouse. You
tell him
cannot
that.
take Colorado straight up unless you're using that as a teaser. But listen, how will I do this right here? If I'm going
yeah,
to take Colorado because that's a substantial amount of points for an
yeah,
opening day game,
I
yeah,
got
21
Colorado
points or
now. I didn't know
21 and a
that.
half. Now
yeah.
listen. If that point spread stay the same, then you are guaranteed to either win or lose. There's no tie when there's a .5. You understand what I'm saying? Because there's no
Absolutely.
such score as .5. So you
Absolutely.
either gonna win or lose. So that's a good bet. So therefore, the line, I mean, the odds makers is gonna have that line pretty good. You
I
understand what
want
I'm
to hear
saying?
what I want to hear
Because
what
there's
Pope
no
got to say
guarantee to
though.
tie, so there won't be a push. Like if you have a parlay or something, and if it's a tie, then you have a 3-team parlay, it'll be pushed to a 2-team parlay, and you still have an opportunity to win. But if you was to put that 20.5 in a parlay, then you guaranteed to win the parlay or you guaranteed to lose the parlay. So therefore, the odds for your money goes up.
Hey
So
Scott,
you
Pope
don't
be
have to take no
caping too for
Colorado
Deion.
straight up. Hold
Okay.
on. Let me talk to some person that's talking about some money and
So you
betting,
say
because
do it
y'all
in
don't
the
do the
parlay,
betting that
right?
much.
You say in the parlay, right?
Yeah, I would put it in a parlay
Okay.
because, like I said, this is Deion Sanders' first time coaching
Right.
in the big leagues. But keep this in mind: last year it was Coach Dyke's first year coaching, and he took TCU Horned Frogs all the way to a 13-1 record, and eventually lost in the college football
Yeah.
championship game
And
against
right.
Georgia. It was a
Right.
blowout.
Right. But
Lis-
he was
Listen,
coaching.
listen.
He was coaching. He
Let
was
me finish
coaching the
giving
Big
you
12.
information because you
Yeah.
want to bet money. Now, if you don't want to bet money, we can cut it. We can cut the
No, no,
I
conversation.
mean, sure, because that's not
I
what
do,
we're
I do,
talking about.
I do, I do.
Y'all need to get in the back channel. Get in the back
Right.
channel. Y'all can talk about that.
Talk to
We
him,
don't talk about that.
Phonics. I think Phonics, what it do?
Yeah, what up, Pope, man? What up,
Right.
Pope? I want to hear what Pope got to say, man. Yo, what up, Pope? What you got to
That's
say,
what's
man?
wrong with everybody. We're trying to get somebody how to get some money, and then everybody want to be mad at it.
Man, Pope, man, what you got to say, Pope? You know what I'm saying? I know you're a Deion fan.
I mean, no, no. I mean, I was a Deion fan of his athletic abilities and of his career, football, baseball. But yeah, you should already know I didn't like that little chump ass move that he pulled, leaving JSU
Word.
and going to Colorado. But at the same time, I rock with Shador, I rock with Shiloh, and I rock with Travis Hunter. So I don't want to see them do it. And if Dion failed, then that means they failed. You understand? They go hand in hand. So it's kind of tough. It's like a conflict of interest. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like that chump ass shit that Dion did, leaving JSU, going to Colorado. To me, I really think he left more so on Shador wanting to go to a Power Five school and being the talks of Heisman Trophy winner and national championship type of status. But I will be in attendance for this TCU game. I'm right there at the fucking touchdown at the end zone. So I'll be live streaming for that, man, at the game. I'm looking forward to it. I see TCU smashing 44-43. That's my score. 44-43.
Mmm.
So
Y'all
if
keep
you
it
Mmm.
close.
if you gambling and they got T, Colorado to lose by 21, you put your money on Colorado. I'm going to put my money on Colorado. So thanks, Dex. Dex, you ain't got to do all that extra explaining and shit. All you had to tell me was the spread, and I got the rest.
Now I was talking to
Mmm.
Vern. Vern was asking questions. So if
Vern ain't
if
got
he
no
want he
goddamn
want
money to put on nothing. He ain't even knock that shit
Hey,
off.
hey, hey,
Vern ain't
hey,
gonna
hey,
get a
hey,
new
whoa, whoa, whoa,
phone.
whoa, 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 whoa.
You done had the
Wait,
same
wait,
damn
hey, hey,
phone
hey,
since
hey, hold on, hold on,
1993, my nigga.
hey,
We
hey,
didn't moved on
hey,
in the room.
can I speak? Can I speak now? Can I speak now? You want to laugh last? All right, there you go. That's the last part is over with. Hey Pope, I agree with what you just said about that score. That's the only thing I agree with. But I ain't surprised how you going about Dion because I seen how niggas like be thinking like you be thinking. Went about that process and about how he did
I
that
hope
thing
somebody's
like
pouring
that.
water.
But that's his own business, and he was looking out for his family. And one thing you can't Mac, I don't care about who you is, what color you is, or how you get out. You can't make a man about his business, how he take care of his family. Am I right or wrong? Stone.
Now let me explain this right here.
I
Let
was
me give you
talking to
some back
whoa,
history.
whoa, listen to me, Dex. I was talking to Pope.
We're talking about the line now, man. We're talking to the stream.
No, I'm through
Those
with the
might
line.
want to
I
be
know I'm
interested
getting
in
my
betting.
money. Pope done already told me what he think about that. I think they're gonna be better than that 1 point he just gave them. That's
Okay,
it.
let me give some back history
Now
on
we
that.
back on that again. I ask
Colorado,
you again. Pope asked you that same question. Dex, could you please slow the down, please, brother? Man, can I talk to you? Man, Dex, you've been talking all night. Slow down, man. Man, Pope, let me get back to what I was saying. Pope, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm gonna tell you something, man. You a smart. I already know you a smart young man, Pope. I'm gonna tell you. I recognize smartness when I see it. Not only do I recognize game, I recognize smartness when I see it. And you a smart young man, but you easily led wrong. You understand me, especially when it comes down to your opinion about another motherfucker. And that's bad, Pope. You don't want to
so,
live like that.
so you want me to shut
I
up so
really
you can
couldn't
say
even.
that?
Man, listen, I'm
You
not
want
gonna
to
even
give
lie
your
to you,
own.
Vern. You talking to
You
me?
want to give.
I can barely hear. I don't know how y'all be hearing. Y'all niggas got some good
Because they
hearing.
listen, they listen.
Supersonic.
See that the thing is, they trying to listen. You ain't.
No, I'm really trying like hard too.
Now,
Yeah.
Like
now we
The
getting
thing is,
personal.
go along with your own
And this
program.
is
Don't talk behind
and this is what
everybody
you guys
else's
want.
feet. Man, what that man did to feed his
I
family
ain't
ain't
get
like I
personal, Deck.
goddamn
What you
feed
talking
his
No,
about?
people
that's
at
Uncle Vern with the
TCU.
bullshit.
It ain't
I ain't
got
even
nothing to do
heard
with
what
no
he said. See, that's what I'm saying.
But you did say something though,
HBCU or
Pope. You
anything
said that
else.
he ain't got no money,
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. But I just, yeah.
but
Nah.
Bird do got some money though.
Who?
Oh, yeah. My bad. I did say. Oh, no, I was just joking. That
Oh
was
yeah,
a.
that jumps you. I'm gonna tell you,
I was just joking.
you don't see me. You don't see me right now, do you?
No.
Well,
Burn. I
I'm
know you get your
sitting on
chili,
it,
man.
sitting on it,
I'm just. I
sitting
know
on.
you get. I know you get your chili,
Let me
man.
help you understand, so you'll get it right there. Sitting on it, sitting in it, and sitting around it, and real enjoying it too, young man. Real good. So hey, that's not a problem. I see
Okay,
what
can
you
we get
do.
back
I
to the
mean,
It was a
I
information?
can
joke. It
see
was a
what you
joke. It
doing
was a
out there, and
joke,
I
Vern.
follow you.
It's
I
all.
Okay,
see
just
what you do.
apologize.
I
Let's move on.
follow. I
My
see what
bad,
you do.
Vern.
I
It's
follow.
all good, man. You got the chili.
Man, it stay good, bro. Over here, stay good. It's
Okay,
always
now
good.
you guys wanted me to be quiet with the information so
No,
you
go
can,
ahead, Dex.
so y'all can release some trauma.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, go ahead, Dex. You
listen,
good now?
this game is being, the spread is 20 and a half. That is a substantial amount of leadway
For
TCU is
college,
giving
They
Colorado. So
they
what?
saying, hey, look, Vegas is saying if that's Vegas, they saying Colorado and Deion Sanders is trash.
Yeah.
they are trash.
But listen, catch
They
this though.
shouldn't be trash
No, but that's exactly. See, that's the scare. See, that's the
at
scare. See,
all.
what Vegas trying to do here is scare you off of Colorado.
Well, if you got any kind of smarts and you follow a little bit about college football, you know that Deion recruited one of the top recruiting classes, and then he brought over Shador, Shiloh, and Travis, who they top dogs already.
So,
So
Paul, why aren't they ranked?
I mean,
That's
They
what.
won in
That's what.
11. What do you mean? Why aren't they
No,
ranked?
hold on. That's what the rankings are mostly based off of. It's the recruiting class.
Yeah,
no,
That's
when
what.
you
it's
come in
your
1 and
returning.
11,
That's not
No,
true. Come on, man.
no. Yes, it is
It's
true. Yes, it
no,
is true.
it's your returning class.
It's not
That's
just your returning class. It's also
but
based off of recruiting.
it's mainly your returning class. If
Okay,
you
so let me
only
ask you a
have
question. Okay, let me ask you a question.
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
Why is Tulane
Onyx,
24?
Onyx. Shout out my man Basil Carpenter Jr. with your $10 super chat. He says, "Love Flight Sports TV, peace and love." Shout out to Basil Carpenter Jr. Man.
right on, right on.
can we get back to trying to get some of these people some money on this stream? I mean, really?
Nah, man, that ain't our job, man. We trying to
Nah, we trying to
I
get
thought we
everybody
talking
rich.
about the
No, we don't
game,
think like
man. I
that.
wanted to talk about the game, man. Fuck the
We
money
don't.
line. All you
No, we don't
gambling
think
ass
like that.
niggas,
Let
man.
everybody get some bread. Let them break the bank. And that's
Man,
like I said
stop it.
before. They trying to scare you off Colorado. Don't be scared. I'm telling you, most of the money liners who do bookie these
Dex,
games have
you talking
Colorado covering the spread.
Dex, sir, you talking to some if niggas don't know that that's a good bet to go with
Hope,
Colorado from a
hope. Everybody,
21 a 20
everybody
point
ain't
a
smart like you. Okay,
I'm
we know
just,
that.
I'm no, that ain't
We
got
know
to
the
be
only
smart.
person
That's common
that's smarter than
sense,
you
my
is Jesus.
brother. Cause listen, this is
Yeah,
one thing I know.
Let the stream flow.
If Colorado was returning the same team that they had last year that went 1-11, I can understand. But when you got a whole
Hold up. See,
God
that's
damn,
my point. Because you know why? Guess what?
say two
Last
words.
year, listen. I'm gonna give you some info. Last year, this same two teams played, and guess what the score was? 38-13. And so that was a 1-11 team that almost got up under that 20-point spread. They lost by 25,
And
right?
that was also a totally different TCU team as well. They only getting 8 starters back from that team last year. But what they do have is two top-notch linebackers that's returning from last year. The team that went to the championship, and they got a top-notch safety, and their secondary is crazy. So what people like me myself, I don't give Deion no passes on this being his first year and all that type of stuff. He not getting no passes. Nobody
first
should.
year doing what? Because this ain't
The
first
the
year
the the
at
the
coach.
cat who they playing against, the coach that Deion them playing against. Guess what year he was in last year when he took TCU to the championship game? Guess what year he was
His
in?
first year.
It was in his
First
first year. Okay, so if he can go to his first year, and we know he don't have nowhere near the recruiting tools and stigma like Deion Sanders does, So we should expect the same type of thing. Now it really comes down to coaching because to me, I believe Colorado got just as much as talent on their roster as this year's TCU roster. So I think the playing field is almost even, especially Shador. I think a lot of people are going to sleep on Shador and not really counting what he did at the HBCU in Jackson State. I think he gonna light fire on on this stage, and it's gonna be lovely to watch. Him, Travis Hunter, and Shiloh. They gonna light fire
Hey, Pope,
under their ass.
Pope, I ask you again, why you let that Deion thing, cloud your vision like that? I mean, why you let that fuck with your mindset? Why you let that fuck with your understanding?
Why let what? Say,
Why you
Bird,
hate?
please
Why
stop
you hate?
wearing your
Why
feelings on
your
your
hatred of
sleeves.
Deion Sanders? Why you don't allow your hatred of Deion Sanders to allow your hatred of Shador, which is positive and very good, because he said on what you just said. I agree with you 100% about him, and even Shiloh with that. You understand? But why you let what Deion did?
because
That's your mentality about
because
another man's mentality. Because you talking about his decision making, not his playing time. You talking about his
yeah, correct. Which especially when you come in and you talking about you gonna be the savior of this, that, and the other, and God sent you here to do this. Then I don't want to hear no bogus baloney God telling you to leave now and
you
go to
believe in
this
God?
other place. See, to me,
Do you believe in God? Or do you believe
it's
Right,
in
the
Pope.
first
You
of all,
right,
do you
Pope.
Come
believe in
on,
You
God?
right,
man. We
Pope.
ain't gonna get into
listen.
all that.
Right. We don't go to all that, Vern, but
No, don't
to
get
me,
into that.
it's the whole thing of if it is what it is, then say what it is. Be frank about the situation. Because to me, I believe it was Shador going to him like, "Listen, this Jackson, Mississippi shit.
Where
I'm a
it's at.
silver spooner. I grew up with a silver spoon in my mouth. I'm smooth on this, and we got action at being a Heisman Trophy winner. Like he's prime time number two. He's prime time number two. Prime
Well,
time went to a prime time
prime time
school.
number one
He
failed
won
in your
action at the
eyesight.
same thing his daddy
Prime
had
time number
action
one
at.
failed in your eyesight, brother. So I mean, prime time number two bound to fail. Just wait till he do it.
Oh man, you guys make this so topsy turvy.
No, it ain't toxic turvy, brother. It's a matter of opinion. That's all it is. And that
No, it ain't right. I don't know
that
what you
that
mean
that
next on the topic. It ain't toxic,
to
but it is what it is.
to a certain extent, his opinion is not. It ain't toxic. It's tampered. It's tampered with.
Asking him if he believe in God and have nothing to do with his opinion.
Well, he based his opinion on what he said with prime time. Said like the 50% of the people in America that know about that man didn't like the way he did that. He based it on that God thing. So Dex, you can stop
No,
that.
man, you guys be trying to dig personal, man. Just keep it on
Well,
the
it ain't
street.
personal. Hey, tell him, Pope, tell him. How many
Yeah,
people?
I didn't feel nothing in this
How many
person. I
people you
can't even
heard use
really
that
hear the
same?
nigga.
How many people you heard use that same analogy, Pope? Pope, how many people you know use that heard you not know use that same analogy? What you just said? God told him. Hey, God told him. Hey, Dex, how many times you said it, Dex? If you had a
And I ain't
billion
trying to
dollars,
get into all that.
hey
I
Dex,
already got
if
into
you
that
had
with
a
you about
billion
God
dollars,
and
if you
Hebrews and all
had a
that stuff.
$1 billion for every time you heard it,
Yeah, I'm
how
not
many
gonna get
people?
in. I'm not. But
If you had a
what you
billion
say,
dollars,
Phonics?
Dex.
I ain't say nothing, man. I'm
Oh,
laughing.
No, you can't say nothing because you can't because this past your conversation, this past your bed.
I don't know. You in your feelings tonight, man. I don't know what's wrong with you tonight, man.
Yeah,
You
I'm just
tripping.
letting you know, man. Y'all need to stop that
You
hating,
and
man.
your old lady got in an argument or something, man. You got put out.
No, man, I'm just saying
Shut
it
up.
goes with this family thing. I love this family thing. I want to endorse and produce that family thing. I love the LeVar Balls, the Floyd Schofield Juniors of the world. I'm with that, and the Deion Sanders too. I'm with that. You half-ass want to be ass, man. Y'all go ahead on and raise yours.
oh,
How
so
about
Okay,
hold
that?
on, wait. So
we
okay,
get
now
it.
I'm
And then you make
understanding.
the right
Okay, now I
decision.
see what
Make
Deck's
the
saying.
right
So
decision to
you
put yours
upset
in
with people
yours.
who don't like the decision that Dion made and not
And that's
rocking with
it.
him. Is that what it is?
That's all it is.
No, I'm saying you're
No,
upset because you're
you.
upset with people who don't rock with Dion's decision, and that's what you're saying.
No, no, no.
You
Wow,
I'm
what a
gonna the
upset with
lame.
reason why.
folks.
I'm upset about the reason why. You can have all the reasons. You had 99 reasons, but that one right there ain't one. Shouldn't be one.
Listen, listen,
About
listen.
what God told him.
Life too
God,
short, Vern, and you
God,
getting older by the
God.
day.
Hey,
We all getting older by the day.
do God change His mind?
Vern, I'm not worried about if you like his
Do God
decision or
answer
not.
the
That's
question?
See,
fine. You
God,
can like
do
his
God change
decision.
His mind?
gotcha.
Do God change His mind?
You can
Okay,
root.
listen. Okay, listen, don't feed the
Thank you,
father.
Dex.
Hold
No,
on,
thank
hold
you,
on.
Dex.
Like, get a control of your street.
No,
Listen,
you got it. You go ahead, Dex. You
the
got it. Keep
Colorado
talking.
Buffaloes was so horrendous last year, going 1-11. They finished the season with a point differential of -29. So they basically spotted their opponents 30 points. So how difficult is going to be for Deion Sanders to turn that around? Did he initiate the turnaround by booting those players that was involved in last season debacle out and allowing the transfer portal to take precedence for this team? Or you just think Colorado will basically be somewhat of the same?
It'd be somewhat
Maybe.
the same. I don't believe in Deion Sanders as a coach. I just don't believe in him as a coach. The swag is one thing. Now you're in the Power Five. It's different, man. It's different, and it's way more better competition. You know what I'm saying? And due to he had health problems and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm not putting none of that on the brother. But I don't think he had enough time to even prepare in the off season.
But
That was
health
a
problems
huge.
don't have anything to do
No,
with him
hold
coaching.
on, hold on, Dex. That was a
Because Nick
huge part of
Saban
his.
had health problems.
Dex, hold on. Number one, stop being disrespectful and
Because you guys,
disingenuous.
listen,
Don't you ever mention Deion Sanders in the same breath as Nick Saban when we come to
but
head
did
coaching.
Nick
Don't
Saban, yes or
you need
no,
to get
have
off
health
the.
issues and still won a national
You
championship?
don't ever mention those two in the same sentence when it comes to head coaching. You
Using
need to get off the
USC,
screen.
hold
You
on,
got a lot. You
Nick
disrespectful.
Saban won a national championship using USC coordinators, yes or no, while he was having
Let
health
me tell you
issues.
something. You're being disrespectful and disingenuous. I'm not gonna entertain that because don't put Deion Sanders and he's not in the same sentence of any
Nah,
of
you
the
can't do
top
that yet.
10 coaches in you know what I'm
Nah,
saying
yeah,
in football right now. He
yeah,
is
you
not
can't.
in no period.
Yeah,
Period. Period.
And
Period.
also,
you know.
Phonics, check this out. Now, check this out. Deion Sanders went into the transfer portal and got a gang of disenchanted, disenfranchised, and dissatisfied players from previous programs to come play with him. Now those players that had those kind of attitudes and demeanor, can Deion Sanders straighten them out, or will they continue to be dissatisfied, disenchanted, and disenfranchised
We'll,
even
we'll,
under
we'll,
his regime?
we'll find out Saturday. But my thing is this. You know what I'm saying? What kind of players are they? You know what I'm saying? Were they all Americans? Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That all comes into play. You know what I'm saying?
They was playing. He got some players. I don't know
Oh, you
about
got
this
some
in
players?
France. Yeah, he got some players out there, Portugal.
Okay,
He
I'm gonna be
got
honest. I don't know his roster. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know his roster. I haven't been following. I don't follow Deion Sanders like that. I'm
he
not a fan of his.
he got rid of this. This the thing. He got rid of uh basically that whole roster last year that they had.
I heard that.
They only
I
got
heard
eight
that.
players that was on that roster last year. Eight players out of a
But can they
50,
compete in the Pac-12
60.
though?
So yeah, of course, this is the thing. It's all come down to coaching. It's not about them. Shiloh
Thank
was
you,
a
Trent.
four-star recruit coming out of high school. He could have played anywhere. So don't get it twisted and think, oh, he did that at HBCU. Can he? Yes, he can. He can play against any. He gonna do him on any level. Whether it's SEC, Big 12, Pac
How
12,
much you want
whatever.
to bet?
Same
Okay, how
thing
much
with
you want to
Travis
bet?
Hunter. Hold on, we can bet that. But same thing with Travis Hunter. He was the number one ranked recruit. You think his game got lame because he played at the HBCU? No, he was still just last year the number one recruit, hands down, coming out of high school. So him coming to a Pac-12, he could have played it and started at Alabama if he went. That's how good Travis Hunter is. He could have went to Alabama and started at Alabama.
Pooh, Pooh, I know
Travis
you're gonna
Hunter.
live stream it. I don't know. I don't know. I know you're
What?
gonna live stream it, but
Hey,
please have
hey,
an open
hey,
line so where I can conversate with you and get
Pope, hey,
and
Pope,
get back on. Yo,
hey,
hold on, man. Damn, hold calm down. You know what I'm saying?
all
Yo,
right,
have an open
hey,
line where I can
hurry up,
contact you
shut up,
and
shut up,
then get back on
shut up.
Fight Sports TV while you at the game.
No
That's
doubt.
gonna be epic, man. Because when I see this
Hey,
meltdown,
Pope,
and it's
check it
gonna be
out.
a meltdown.
Check it out. Hey, yeah, come back live, Pope. Hey, Pope. Hey, Pope, I apologize for coming off hard at you. I don't want to do that, Pope. So I see you got
Uh,
So,
Yes,
Pope, you
Basil, if
recognize
I'm
what
in the
they
right
doing out there.
area.
They is doing good out there. Pope. I've been watching. Okay. Hey, Pope, I've been watching what they're doing out there. They doing out there what you say they doing, Pope. They doing good, man. They finna come up, Pope, for real. And the reason why they gonna come up, Pope, is because of this. They got that NIL stuff going on right now. This is something new. And they also got the thing with right now starting next season, Pope. They gonna have the 16 teams that's going up in there to the playoffs and going to the going up to the thing
This,
like that. They
but
changing
see,
all that
Vern,
stuff.
this the whole thing. This is what I think Phonics is really saying, and a lot of people is really saying. Can Deion really coach like that? He a good
Mm-hmm.
coach,
Hey,
but
Pope,
can he
Mm-hmm.
coach?
Pope, I need you to
Because
Pope.
hold
You
on,
listen.
Vern, hold
You
on.
you go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Because look, you so when people say something like the HBCU is one thing, that to me don't got nothing to do with Shiloh, Shador, Travis Hunter. They would have been killers, I believe, anywhere they chose to go.
Hey, Pope, you see the
But
offense?
what it
Hey,
does
Pope, you
have
see the
Let
something to
him
do
offensive
with
finish.
coordinator they
what it
got.
let
You
me
see the
land the plane,
defensive coach
Vern.
they got.
Goddamn, let me finish, Vern.
Man, you go ahead.
Word.
So
Man, you
so
talking
what
about the
it
coach,
does have to do with coaching. So yeah,
right?
he smacked through the SWAC. He coached and ran through the SWAC, but every time he got to the championship of the HBCU, he got his ass handed to him, and he had the better rosters. So
Right,
he had the better team, hands
right.
down, both times, and he got beat both times.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
By he got out coached. That's really what it came down to is he got out coached in the championship games at the HBCU.
right.
So can these coaches be better than the other? That's what I'm saying. Now he on a playing field where the talent level is even. Other teams got top notch talent just
Now,
as
what about
well.
the coaches they got? What about the coaches? How you add the
And
coaches
they
on?
also got good coaching. That's what I'm saying.
They
So
Okay,
also
hey,
also
Pope, I ain't
Pope,
got to
also
say
Pope,
nothing. That was the question. Now,
Pope.
you tell me about their coaching. Why you say it's good? Because the
Nah,
defense,
why you
hold
say
on.
it's
He
the
already
good?
said
defensive
that. He already
coordinator
said
and the
that.
offensive coordinator, them people, them right there,
Yeah,
because them the
the
ones that's
offensive
running that.
coordinator Sean Lewis from Kent State, and the defensive
Boy, I'm telling
coordinator
you, man.
Charles Kelly from Alabama.
Now,
Okay, but I pose a question. I'm gonna pose a question to everybody here on the panel.
yeah,
College
go ahead.
football is about. Yo, hold on, man. Shut up.
Right, Vern.
Damn.
Goddamn.
College football is about. Okay, if a
You know
player,
you should have
let's
said they
say,
didn't have no money. You done changed since you said that.
word.
Yeah,
Okay, let's say your
yeah,
star player get hurt, right?
you right, Dex.
Listen, still talking, man. Yo,
Okay,
your star player get hurt. Do you have another star player to come in to replace that star player? That happens a lot of time in college football at all positions, man.
No,
You're
they
always ready.
stacked.
No,
They
no, that don't happen a lot of times. I disagree. It's only
How you figure?
the top Power Five schools that's able to do that. The other schools, if they lose a star player, it's a wrap.
right.
yeah,
Hey, but
right.
with finance, you know the answer to
All right,
that
I'll go
question
with
is
that.
just
I'll
like
go with that.
Pope
I'll
was
go with
telling
that.
you if you was listening. They got finance. Like Pope was telling you if you was listening, whole bunch of star players. You don't really know who's gonna really get up. Boy, I'm telling you. Tell me,
Deion
Pope.
Sanders is bringing in
Hey,
one
finish
five
telling
star
finish
with the
telling them,
quarterback
Pope, because
Travis Hunter,
hey,
four
Pope,
four stars, and 43 3 stars.
yeah,
He ain't got no one star
like
player.
a
He
whole
ain't
lot
got no
different.
2 star player.
Whole lot different than what it was. And then let me tell you. And right, thank you, Dex. And look, the reason why they came there to prove something. All of them, they're individuals, they came there to prove one thing, that they can be great. Not prove that they can be good, that they can be great. Playing with
And we
whomever
got
they wanted to
we
play
got
with for real.
96 hours, right? We got 96 hours of all of this, you know what I'm saying, comes to fruition, man. I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
But
I'm not doing nothing.
Phonics. You never got a chance to answer that one question I posed to you. Is that
What was
why
that?
you feel that the Colorado schedule is a massacre towards Colorado?
I don't think Colorado's any good. And the thing is, they're playing a bunch of ranked teams. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like I know Dex and Pope and everybody else on here. College football is all about being undefeated. You know what I'm saying? That's you know what I'm saying. I don't know what your measure is for Dion, but I guarantee
Not
you.
necessarily being
Damn,
undefeated.
let me finish, bro. Let me
Well,
finish. Stop doing that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you messing up the replay. Yo, you know what I'm saying? If I was to talk to Dion and be like, yo, what's your goal for the season? He gonna tell me undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Or damn near close to that. undefeated. So if you lose one in 3 or 4 games, what are you playing for
Well,
at
you
that
can only
point?
have you can't no.
Yeah, go ahead, Pope.
Yeah, you can only have you can only have
Two
about
losses.
two
Two
losses at the
losses. That's what I'm
most.
saying.
At the
Yeah, that's what I'm
most.
saying.
And they can't be against no weak link teams neither. They better be two
Exactly.
losses
Okay,
that game.
listen,
But
they're starting the season off. Thank you, Newmark. Thank you for the info. They're starting the season off. TCU, Nebraska, and Colorado. Can they go
Yes.
2-1?
Nebraska's trash. TCU will beat them. But then they got in September.
No,
They
Colorado.
got
No. Colorado State. No, they got Colorado State after Nebraska.
no,
no,
they should be
no,
good this
no. I
year.
didn't say that. I didn't say that. I was just saying Nebraska is trash. That's what I was
Yeah.
saying.
I
So can
think
they be 2-1? Can Deion come out of the first 3 games 2-1?
so.
Yeah, but
They
what
can
happens after
they
you? What happens when you play
Yeah,
Oregon? What happens when you play
it
USC?
will.
listen, man. It's all gonna come down to coaching. They got the squad. They got a hell of a team. Y'all don't know that. They got better players than a lot of teams. And then they have the quarterback. That's the main thing.
Yes.
They have
Thank
a
you, Pope.
top-notch quarterback in the National Football Association. So what I'm saying is like y'all
So
Shador is
Pope, can they go 2-1? Yes or no?
two.
Yeah,
Yes, they can go two.
easily.
They listen. They only gonna lose about 3 to 4 games. That's only
Oh,
if Dion can
oh,
coach.
okay.
But that's where we're gonna come in at. Because I'm not. Listen, I'm not. I'm telling you, if Dion can't coach, like this first game, gonna tell a lot too. Because how it's gonna come out. Nobody got film on nobody. Right now, you got TCU.
If I'm Bill Belichick, I
You,
got film
you,
on
you,
somebody.
your phone went dead.
Yeah, if I'm Bill Belichick, I got film on somebody. I got practice film. If I'm Bill Belichick,
Okay, but Phonics, what you think about
He
this
ain't
until
Bill
Pope come back in?
Belichick. He ain't
When
Bill
Pope come back
Yeah,
Belichick.
in,
when he
chime in,
watched
Pope.
film, he watched film on TCU. That's this a whole new team. You got a lot of guys who unknown on how they gonna play with TCU. You got
But there's a
two
quarterback
transfers.
returning for TCU. Is that quarterback returning?
Hold on, no, he not returning. But catch this. I'm glad. Okay, actually, I'm glad you asked that. Because the quarterback isn't returning. But guess what? That quarterback wasn't the initial starter
he
last year. The
wasn't. Yeah, he
quarterback who's
wasn't.
starting this year
Yeah, he wasn't. He
was the
wasn't.
original starter. He
Yeah,
got hurt game 1
yeah,
last
yep,
year.
yep,
Right.
Yeah,
yep,
yeah.
yep, yep,
And so that
yep,
really to me tells me how good of a coach this
yep,
coach they got really
yep.
is to take their backup quarterback and a team that really nobody expected to even go that far and go that route, especially with him being his first year coaching over there to do what they did. So I'm like, oh yeah, he can coach for real, and he must be
Sonny Dyke say
a
like
good
he
quarterback
okay.
type of coach because to take your second string quarterback and go to the national title game, that's pretty goddamn huge.
Hey,
But
Damn
see,
right.
we seen
hey,
that
Pope,
story before
hey,
though.
Dex, could I question what Pope listen to me? Okay, like you know what I'm saying, a lot of those kind of games, a lot of the wins came in the Big 12. Big 12 ain't like it used to be. Understand me? When Colorado get in there next year, they really gonna be running it though. But watch. What I'm saying is about that with TCU ain't do no hell of a thing because when it came down to the end. Not only did they lose to Georgia, they lost a game before that to Utah. You understand me? And Utah is in their conference. Utah is a bigger threat than TCU has ever been. Utah just didn't turn around and just play the what's the name? What's the name? TCU wind up did that, but I'm just saying, TCU ain't won all that then, and they definitely ain't all that now. Like you said, they lost a bunch of players.
Whoa, Uncle
Utah is
Vern, are you
ranked number
sure?
14.
Are
Utah
you
is ranked
sure?
number 14.
But
Colorado
then,
plays
then
them
another thing with
November
TCU,
25th.
Hold on,
and,
let's
and,
go
and,
back to Utah, Uncle Vern. But
yeah,
Uncle Vern,
yeah.
who went further last year, Utah or TCU?
TCU did. TCU went to a joint. Well, TCU went to a bowl game, but TCU all played against Georgia, bro, for the championship in the middle of
They
that
went
eight.
to the bowl game, not a bowl game. They went to the bowl
Right,
game.
that's what I'm telling you. To answer that question, the
It ain't
TCU
even
went
called
further.
ball game no more. It's the national championship
And, and,
game.
then, and then when they get there, you said they stunk up the place too, right?
They did
Yeah, Georgia was way too much for them.
Yeah,
way
way
too
too
much.
much. And then another thing, this is another thing too. See, this is what I wanted to bring up too when y'all was talking. See, it's the difference, Pope, when you were saying that too. You know, certain teams, and all this and that, the ACC and all the rest of these teams, it's these conferences that's powerful. You understand me? And then only way can Coach Pratt can get on the level. He ain't nowhere near the level of some of these conferences. You understand me? The SEC and all the rest of these Can't mess with him. But the only way to get on that level is through that NIL thing. Pope, and this is what I was telling you. Even with him, he can still draw players just on the strength of his name alone because they know what they come. This is Coach Prime. They watching him. It's prime time all the time with him. So he always gonna be on focus. They couldn't do that at Auburn. Auburn wanted to get him. They couldn't do that at Florida State. Florida State thought about getting him and all this other stuff, but they couldn't turn over that power like Colorado did. Only thing, let me tell you something, Pope. I'm gonna tell you for real on the real side. Only thing they're gonna drive Coach Prime from Colorado, Pope, is the fact that they ain't gonna be able to do his money and prestige, and they ain't gonna be able to do it because what they're gonna do in Colorado, they're gonna turn around and say, "Look here, Prime. You already know that the governor of the school is old, is 80 something odd years old, and it's gonna be a step up because I'm gonna get his job before he kick off." You understand me? That's what's his name? The athletic director there. You understand me talking? To let Coach Prime know, look here, man, the athletic department is going to be open up for you because we're going to go to another conference. They got baseball, they got all that over there in that conference. And we're going to be doing some things over there in the back over there in the Big 12 again. You understand me, Pope? So that's business. And he's going to be up there, man. Prime going to coach Prime for the next 3 to 4 years. His kid's going to be gone. He's going to be athletic. He's going to be the full head football coach and athletic director up at that school, Pope. That's how they're going to get
Sure.
it. Go ahead, Pope. I'm sorry. I was talking to you. Dex just want to talk.
No, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Cook.
No, I'm just saying, Pope, that's what it is. That's all
It
I'm
ain't
saying.
that I want to talk. I've been trying to bring some information.
Well, I
And
don't know.
and the information I'm going to bring here is that do you think Coach Sonny Dykes want to
Yeah.
lose to Deion Sanders after coming off of
He ain't
a
got no other choice.
really green season?
Don't know
Why
coaching.
do you let me
This is what
finish?
I know. Don't know coaching
Right.
in
How you
Indiana.
I
Yeah,
mean,
this dude's
Vern.
serving tonight, man.
Don't
Vern,
know
yeah,
coaching
what is you
in
doing,
Colorado.
Vern? We just everybody sat and listened to you do your thing and cook up, and then as
Okay.
soon as Dex got to talking, you
Ask
just
me a
went and you
question.
just
Don't
told you
nobody
can't
want to.
talk
Hey,
at
man,
the
rock with the
same
mic,
time.
right?
Answer the goddamn question. Don't nobody want. Don't no coach want
Listen,
to
I
stand on
wanted to
their
hear
chest
what Dex
want to
was
lose.
about to say, but I
Yeah,
No,
couldn't
me
he
hear
knew
it.
too.
what he was saying. He
Damn,
asked
brother, I
me.
can't, bro.
I
He
brought that
Vern,
up
asked
though.
can
He
you
me.
messed up the
relax?
replay. He messed up the replay with
You're
that.
messing up
Stop
the
doing that.
replay, Vern.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dex. I ain't gonna answer it no more. Ask it again, Dex. Please ask the same question. Ask the same question, please, Dex.
Okay, what I'm saying is that Sonny Dice got lights, camera, and action on him as well. He
Yeah,
also have a new offensive coordinator coming in with Kendall Brown,
exactly.
right? So a lot of newness really permeates this game right here. So
Yes.
if Coach Sonny Dykes don't want to come off as a one offer, right? Like he happened to have that magical run and then boom, he flops the next season. So he's going to have his guys ready to play hard just as well as Deion to meet and match Deion's team's energy coming into that first game of the season.
Yeah.
Not only that, man, this is going to be in Fort Worth, Texas, man. It's going to be really a lot of, it's going
Okay.
to, believe you me, it's going to be a lot of celebrities there. It's going to be a lot of,
Yes, sir.
it's
They
going to be a
said it's
lot
gonna
of
be
things going
95
on
degrees.
down in Fort Worth, man,
They said it's
Dallas.
gonna be 95 degrees
And we
at
know
kickoff. So
TCU
Oh,
is
yeah.
right there, right? TCU is right there, Dallas Fort
Texas
Worth.
Christian University.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's in
sir.
Dallas Fort Worth, man.
Right.
So yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, that's it's gonna be live and in color up there, man. So I believe a lot of people gonna come out to see Deion first game. Ain't no telling who gonna show up. I'm sure a lot of people gonna show up. Travis Hunter, Shador, and Shiloh and them on this stage. Carmani McLean, who numeric was just talking about that dude. I think he was the top DB. He was one of the top 5 recruits coming out the country. Yeah, Dion got some players that a lot of people looking forward to seeing, but that's why I say it's all going to come down to coaching. I think in the beginning, the first half, I think it's going to be like a 31-21 type of score TCU because them corn frogs going to come out putting their foot on their neck. They it's gonna take TCU a minute to because they super new. Everybody's super new there. They learning everything new. They only got a few guys that came over from JSU that really knows Deion lingo, what he want, how he want it. Shador, same thing. Shador want it. So they gonna be a little. It's gonna take them a little more time to get started in that first half. And I think TCU, with the quarterback already being there and knowing the coach from last year, what he want, how he want it, so on and so forth, and I just think they're gonna come out run it up at home too. Oh, they're gonna run it up in that first half, and
They're
I
gonna
think Deion coaching. That's what we're gonna see if Deion can
right,
coach, because that's how I say they're gonna come back. I
right.
got them losing 43-44, but I see them trying to make a little comeback in the second half from Deion seeing what TCU doing to him in the first half.
Okay, now we know that one of the returners for the Colorado Buffaloes is Stavor Woods, and he's one of the few holdovers from last season on that one-win team. So Deion must have saw something in him
Woods.
to keep him. Excuse me? Say that again?
Because he's good. Trayvon Woods is good, though.
What
He
was his
good. He
name,
good,
Dex?
Dex. He good. Trevor
Straver
Woods.
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 Straver. I mean, yeah, Trevor Woods. Excuse me, Trevor Woods. Trevor
It's
Woods.
Trevor. He's a
Yeah,
white
Trevor
boy.
Woods. Yeah, exactly. And he's a safety.
Yeah, I mean, you breaking the news.
Yeah, Trevor Woods.
Yeah, all right, he
Trevor
good. But
Woods' name.
they got Dex
I
who can
think.
chase
Yeah, I
him.
mispronounced his first name. It's Trevor Woods. I'm not wearing my glasses. Okay, Trevor Woods. Now he's
All
one of the
right, I
few
got
holdovers
mine
from
on.
last year one-win team. So Deion Sanders must have saw something in him to keep him attached to the team moving forward, and most likely he's going to be playing alongside of Silo Sanders. And do you think that he has to make an impact early, or he will be benched, or you think that Deion is riding with him for the long haul?
You asking the wrong person because he don't know who Trevor Woods is. You asked me that. If you asked me, I
It's for the stream. It's not for nobody in particular. I
well,
didn't
God
say no
dang it, man,
names.
be quiet. Let me tell you about what that situation. I like that situation too because you don't listen to me. Because you can listen to me, Dex. Now, okay, now thank you, Dex. Yeah. Look, okay, you know Trevor Woods on defense, he's a safety, right? And you know it's three safeties usually in the game. Sometimes it's two corners, but still, you know, it's safeties in the game. And you keep saying Shiloh. We already know Shiloh gonna start because that's Deion Sanders' son. We already know that that goes to be set first. But you know, you got what's the name? You got what's the name? What is his name? Couple more other safeties up in there too. There's got the ones that's come from Alabama that the coach already know. You got two of them. You got some real good. They covered real good on safety. Safeties in that spot. Trevor might be getting a start, maybe, and he might not even be getting that start. Shiloh might not even keep that spot because it's real deep in that area. So that's nothing right there. Trevor's might get it because of the fact they're gonna please the fans out there in Colorado. Trevor was good. He was good. He's a freshman going to East Sophomore going now. He was good when he was on CU. He was the only good spot they had last year. So they know what they're working with him. He ain't turning nothing out because they got some boys that's play. And they got
Now,
two of them that's play. They got two safeties right now that's not healthy yet.
right, right. Well, we only worry about those who's going to suit up and be on that field, on that tundra. Now listen, TCU got two key players. Pope mentioned the quarterback from last year, Chandler Morris. You know he's the son of, right?
Yeah,
you know who his dad is. His dad is the head coach of Arkansas right now.
Right. You know
so he knows football.
You know he's not proven right.
Well, he got injured. He's proven enough for Sonny Dykes because Sonny. Oh my goodness.
Listen to me, Dex. When you keep saying that he got injured, you just said that. You know he didn't get injured the whole goddamn season. He
did basically.
Oh, Dex, he wasn't injured the whole season. He couldn't come back.
I said he was basically because he didn't get in because the other quarterback played so well. They didn't want to disrupt the chemistry. So he was listed as injury. But listen, check this out though. His dad is a head coach of Arkansas, so he knows football, right? He got a dad as a head coach. Then
be over there next year.
That's going to challenge Trevor and Silo in that secondary, right? Also Hunter, but I believe Hunter's going to be able to hold his own. He can hold his grit. But the challenge is going to be on Silo and Trevor because Trevor, even though he did good last season, and this would be as a sophomore, but they only won one game. You know what I'm saying? So how impactful was he? Hey. But with Chandler coming back to try to prove himself, because he got robbed out of a position playing in the national championship game. And you got Colorado run game. Nobody's talking about Colorado run game because you got Johnny Hodges over there at linebacker ready to meet in any oncoming traffic coming off of that Colorado offense.
Hey, hey, look here. They set the backfield with Colorado too, Dex. So look here, tell you something about Colorado backfield. Let me tell you, Dex. They gonna start with Alton McCaskill. You know where he came from? He came from Houston. Man, he was killing them over there in Houston with the Houston Cougars. Yeah, he was killing them over there, Dex. And then he got hurt. And then when he got hurt, he had to go through that injury thing. Now he coming to CU on the sophomore as a sophomore right now. Man, Dex. He got 1,000 yards just his freshman year. He was all freshman, everything. He was all everything over there in Houston did when he ran there. He run like what's his name? He run like that tall like the tall dude. What is that?
Eddie
George.
George. Eddie George.
Yeah, he run like him. That's who he looked like, and he run like him. Deion been putting him on the shelf. He ain't been showing him nothing. He had him on the yellow shirt, playing the yellow shirt. You know when he got the yellow shirt on, you can't
Those who
touch him
don't
like
know
that.
Eddie George, he played for Ohio State, the Ohio State Buckeyes. He also played for the Tennessee Titans and the
Yeah,
Dallas Cowboys. And
right.
Eddie George is a Hall of Famer. He do have a gold jacket,
Alton
and he's
McCaskill.
married to one of the singers of SWV.
Yeah, that's his name, Austin McCaskill. He good though, Dex. And then they got that one that had when he was at Jackson already. They got that guy that was ran over 1,000 at Jackson when Coach Prime last year. He got over 1,300 yards. Yeah, and he got him, and then he got the young boy coming up out of there too that was gonna go to Notre Dame, but they was playing with Prime all the time. Even doing when they was in grade school and stuff. Coach Prime had him in that youth league. He got that young back coming up out of there.
You
That
talking about
young boy.
Dalen Edwards?
Yeah, boy, he got 4.3 speed. And they got hooked. Well, I'm telling you, they got some players. They got some. Hey, Pope, I'm telling you, Pope on everything. Man, I've been watching these Pope. I'm gonna tell you, Pope, just like you already know, man. Look at Pope. They gonna do some things over there, Pope, and they gonna do some positive things.
That's
Hey, look,
that's that's
you
that's
know they
if
got Warren. Hey,
that's
I'm
if
sorry,
Dion
Pope.
can
I ain't gonna
coach.
cut you off, Pope. Do you know they got Warren Sapp finna come in up there? Warren
Dion ain't gonna be doing
Sapp.
much coaching. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I'm already
Dion
telling.
is
I
the
tell you what the plan
personality.
is.
The coaching is going to be Lewis and Kelly.
Yeah,
Those
but
going to
them
be
is
doing the
them
X's and
Yeah,
O's.
yeah, yeah,
them is
yeah,
them
yeah.
is
The head
assistant
coaches,
pimps
he
though.
gotta do that.
They
That's natural.
assistant pimps. They,
Yeah,
they,
but those who
they
do that's who do most of the coaching in college football. The head coach in college football is the recruiter and one who closed the deals.
Okay.
yeah, no, he makes the last decisions too, Dex. Now,
Yeah.
Of course, he makes the executive decisions, but he allow his.
as far as
You know,
what plays, how
okay,
they
listen.
want to, they when they
This is
go
what
over
I
game
understand.
planning.
Right. This is what I understand. Now he might say, okay, I want to pound and ground, right? Or he might say, I want an aerial assault. And then they have to design the game plays based on that, right?
Correct.
Then
Correct.
he might say on defense, for defensive stance, he might want to just, float the safety or
However, he
move the
want to attack
linebackers
it.
up 4-3, 3-4. You know what I'm saying? Mostly nickel package because this is a run and shoot offense or something. And then the coordinators will have to come up with the X's and O's. Most
Correct, Dex.
most
So,
head
so
coaches of college, from my understanding, now
no,
I could be wrong.
that's
Oh, okay.
college.
Yeah, they
That's
go and
any.
do the recruiting. They the ones, close deals, and he picks his coaches that he trusts. That will be an extension of his mind as far as scheming and things of that nature, and that's why they kind of more hands off. Now, if that coach start effing up, of course, the head coach will come in and say, "Okay, I'm going to call the plays," because that's his job and his reputation is on the line.
So yes, we understand that the head coach is the HNIC. He gonna tell the direction of the assistant coaches. He want to attack whatever opponent they got coming. They can give their opinion if they feel like they should do something different. But he's the ultimate. This is how I want to do it, and y'all build around that and come with something. And when they come with something, he look it over. He okay it. He yes it. He knows it. So that's still the same thing from college to NFL. As a head coach, your job is to oversee everything, call the shots, and it's gonna fall on your shoulders, win or lose, not on the assistants. But you right in the sense as he got some top notch assistants, for sure. That's experienced on this level. So that's a huge bonus. but let's see what direction he want to go. Because I believe he has some hellified assistants on the JSU staff. But yet, when it came down to the championship games, we know they fell short.
I agree. Now that you mentioned that too, Pope, for real though, you adjustment, my judgment about about the decision about that game was to a certain extent. My understanding about that game, was that what's the name? That South Carolina, the people's they was North Carolina, whatever they was a better to a certain extent. They was a better team to me.
It was a better coach team. They
I
didn't.
was, I
They,
would, and I wouldn't even say that because you got to remember it too. It came just like with that. Okay, Pope, listen to me. Same thing it took to get you in there. Go same thing to take to keep you in there. I get that. Look, it was just like when just say for instance the white boy with the culture ball, and then we wouldn't be having this conversation, would we?
I don't do all this if this and
I
if
mean,
that.
it comes down to one
I
guy.
don't do no. It
It
comes
comes
down
down
to
to you.
ifs and if he
You
missed
said,
the
and
last
it goes
shot.
right back to what I said.
No,
You
man,
said
he got out
44
coached.
to
His
43.
team was the
What if the
by
white
far
boy with the
superior
culture
team.
ball? So
JSU had top roster in the HBC in all of the HBC.
do you think that quarterback that them people's had who they played? South Carolina or was it North
Yeah,
Carolina?
well, whoever they was, nigga,
Okay,
that
but them people's
quarterback,
had
he
okay,
was nice. He
but
wasn't, but he wasn't nice.
let me ask you
He
this.
wasn't. Can I answer the question? Are
No,
you
because you ain't first of all, you said I didn't get a chance to ask.
goodness gracious,
How you gonna answer something I didn't ask you?
bro?
Because this
Listen,
is what I want to
the
ask you. This
quarterback
is
was the quarterback is not as nice as Shador Sanders.
I think at that time he was. And the
No, yeah,
running back,
he was at
matter of
that
fact,
time.
not only just him, the running back too. And
Hmm.
especially the running and the defense also, especially their defense. I think their defense was better also.
Right?
Because
Yeah,
Prime
no,
said it himself because he said that his defense didn't show up. The headphone was, I don't know what's happening with that.
yeah,
I can't
they just had a better team, huh?
Yeah, wait, boy,
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
telling you.
Craig,
And
Andre
Dex, we
Craig,
gonna
I
respect
don't know
y'all.
Colorado's home record, but they were deplorable because they haven't had nothing going on for the last 20 years, let alone
Yeah.
10 years.
And Dex, you said about that question before. I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. I caught on with Colorado in the '80s. You know when they started getting them brothers up out of
Yeah,
California.
Darian Hagan from LA.
Right. I caught on with them back then. I was
Yeah.
always with them. I didn't never
You
follow.
had Darian Hagan, you had Ray
I just
Caruth, you
liked
know
them.
what I'm
I knew
saying?
when they fit with,
This was
and then you
before
go right back
Cordell.
to their coach. Yeah, because right, way before Cordell Stewart. I was watching them when he was Jewish or Italian. He died. He the one that died. He died and then Cordell Stewart came in and got the job. Yeah. But the quarterback that they had before, he had died. And they wasn't winning no championships then at that time when he had died, but they was on point to come because they had a good team. But they quarterback that he had then, he was Italian dude. He was Italian
Oh, you
Jewish.
remember they was recruiting heavy out of California, right?
Rizzo Rizite. They was going to California deep. That
Yep,
Christian coach.
that's
You
true.
just yeah. They was going to him. He was going deep at him because he was coming with them with the truth, just like Coach Prime. Funny how things just turn around like that. And look at this. You know what the killer part is, Dex, with this? This is Colorado 100th season, football season. They 101. They
Yep.
100.
They should be
I see you doing
expected to
your
go to
research,
the
Uncle Vern.
championship.
Uncle Vern
Hey,
doing his
hey,
research flight.
Dex, I'm gonna tell you something, Dex, for real though, Dex. It ain't really. I learned it from you though, Dex. Real. It ain't really about really research. It's if you find interest in something, you understand me. You find interest in certain things. You investigate into it. You want to see if it's real or not because you want to see if it not only if it's tickle your fancy, but if it's real or not. You understand me? And then when I do that, now I investigate. I see that shit real. You know what I'm saying? I don't see why everybody else don't see it, but I see why they don't because they all got the same answer. I don't like the way he treating this and his sons and
Uncle
how they
Vern, do
doing
you remember
Go ahead.
what was his name? Rashad Salam. You remember Salam?
Rashad Shalom, yeah.
You remember that, right?
Yeah, the running back, yeah.
The running back. There you
Yeah,
go. Yo, you know your shit. I might have to back up off you for a little bit.
right.
Because if you
Yeah,
can remember
Rashad
those players back
Salam.
then,
Yeah, go ahead, Pope. Go ahead, Pope.
No,
all right,
no,
you
no,
told me winner.
no. He was talking to you, but
Yeah,
no,
right.
Rashad Salam was of course a beast.
Hey, Pope,
with
they
Cordell
had some players.
Stewart.
They had players, Pope. And hey, Pope, I'm gonna tell you something with Colorado. This is what they downfall was. Them niggas started getting out there, started acting a dang fool. I'm telling you,
Where
they
Rashawn
got off
Salam,
guard.
the running back with Cordell Stewart was there,
Yep.
they was acting up. That's the only time
And
Colorado
like
was
Jake
relevant.
said, Bellamy, that what's the name do?
That's the
He
only
the coach
time the
now.
niggas was ever relevant.
Eric
No, no, that was
Bellamy,
irrelevant before that. Before that crew.
Eric Bellamy.
I know they was irrelevant before that. I said that's the only time they was relevant. You
You
said
had the Ray
irrelevant,
Caruth
Dex. I
era
know what you
also.
meant. I know what you meant, Dex. But yeah,
But yeah,
Ray
yeah,
Caruth went out
that's what's
sad though.
happening.
He went out sad.
That's a safe bet.
but no, he got action. I think Deion gonna
That's
stay
a
here
safe
until
bet.
Shador graduate. When Shador go to the league, Deion is out of there. I think that's really what it ultimately came down to. Thinking like I'm not gonna stay at JSU after
Where's he?
Shador league.
Where's he going, Pope? Pope, where's he going, Pope? Pope, don't run past
He,
that, Pope.
he,
Don't just stop there.
listen. So what
Where
I
you
see
taking,
is
Pope?
what this is what I can foresee. I'm not no fortune teller, but this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at and predicting Shador to have an amazing next 2 seasons. This year plus next year is senior year. And with that being said, having 2 amazing seasons in a Power Five type of school, he gonna be a first round picker, and I'm talking about top 5 pick. And so, if you're a top 5 pick in the NFL, that means you wasn't that good the season before, and your coach probably trashing on his way out. And if you got Deion Sanders and Shador Sanders right there at your doorstep, then most likely they're gonna take him. They're gonna hire him. He's gonna take the job because he's gonna continue coaching his sons. And this ain't no LeVar Ball situation.
But
This is for real.
Shador gonna be
This is
gone in
this is
2 years.
what's hold on. This is what's really going to happen. This is for sure going to happen. He gonna get to top 5 status. I know a lot of people don't think so. That Shador is like that, but I believe he like that.
Right.
And he gonna be a top 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, however you want to call it. I believe he can work his way into 1 or 2, which means that's the NFL team that picked him. Probably one of the worst teams in the ain't no probably because they know a lot of be boss. They the worst team in the fucking league unless somebody trade up
Yeah.
like the Panthers did this season. So I believe for sure he gonna leave when
Who did
Shador
they get? Who the
leaves.
Panthers draft?
Bryce Young. They moved
Where
up
he
though.
from? Wait. Finish it off. Where he from?
Where Bryce Young from?
Yeah.
Where is he originally from?
Yes.
I don't know where he originally come from.
We know he played at Alabama, of course, but where?
Right. He from Cali?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Damn.
Pasadena, fool.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
He's
Okay,
from
yeah.
Pasadena.
He's
Damn
from your
right.
hood, huh, Dex? I know you PDL. I know. Oh, that's why you
The
know where
number
he like.
one pick in
See,
the
I told
NFL this
y'all.
year.
I told
Pasadena,
y'all. Dex
California.
low key.
Hey, Jax, you know what I need you
Dex
to
low
do?
key from PDL.
There you go with
Jax,
that foolishness.
I wish, hey, Jax, what's going on with USC out there?
Oh, they're
What's
all
that?
right. USC all right. They
Caleb,
blew. They won in grand fashion. Caleb Williams had 4 touchdowns. They do. Hey, my homeboy's son play for USC right now. Blaylock. Caleb Blaylock.
Hey Dex, I know this off topic, but them PDL niggas they don't play though.
I don't know about that. I don't engage.
Listen, I do. Look, my little nephew, I'm gonna get a little quick story. I'm gonna something. But it's the first time I had an encounter with these niggas like that, right? Listen, it was a scary situation. Listen, real talk. So I was in Vegas, and I had just flew out from Oklahoma, coming to fuck with my cousins and them. And my little young cousin, God rest his soul, uh, my little young nigga, he 18 years old, he be knocking niggas out. He fresh out and whatever. He be knocking people out. That's what he do. He knock artists. He got a little crew, high school crew. You know, they think they tough, whatever. They call it a little money game, whatever. Anyways, make a long story no longer. He get into it with some youngster for socking his homie in the back of the head when his homie was fighting somebody else, whatever. So they supposed to meet up at this park. Now we take him to the park. Cause I'm like, yeah, I didn't like how the nigga socked him in the back of his head, nephew. I want you to knock him
What
out.
the hell you doing taking some kids to do some
No, but
shit
at the
like that?
time too, this is years
And
ago
you're a
too.
coach.
Mind you, this is years ago. But I didn't, and mind this is years ago. But I didn't like the fact how the old boy snuck my nephew homie. I didn't like that. So I'm like, yeah, beat his ass. So we go up there. His crew's supposed to meet up there, and they supposed to have a little crew fight off, little niggas fight. So we go up there at the park. We at the park in Vegas. And walking up, it's dark, my nigga. Walking up, all I see is about 40 niggas in the jungle gyms and shit where the little monkey bars and all that shit. It's about 40 blood niggas with rags on their faces and everything. I said, what the fuck? So nephew, he walking up, we call him out. He like, oh, there you go right there. He like, and they OG come up. They say it's only y'all two. And I'm like, yeah, nigga, I thought my nephew was coming here to get ahead of fade with some little young niggas. Y'all niggas look like some real gangbangers. They like, oh yeah, this PDL, blood. You know what I'm saying? Little niggas was talking shit online and this, that, and that. I'm like, oh shit. Make a long story no longer. Yeah, they got down. My nephew got down. They started shooting ever since the mercy.
Whoa.
Yeah. But yeah. But yeah, them niggas, I said, boy, they came up there thicker than peanut butter. I said,
Thicker
goodness
than Snicker.
gracious.
Thicker than a Snicker.
Boy, we was in Vegas.
Yeah, a lot of them moved. Yeah, a lot of them moved to Vegas for
I
sure. You
said,
know.
what? I said, nephew, them niggas ain't no crew, nephew. That's a gang, boy. That ain't no high school crew, nigga. You fucking with some real dumb moves, boy.
Well, I'm glad everybody escaped that
Yeah,
without
we
no
did.
hair.
Yeah,
But
we did.
nevertheless, the Colorado Buffaloes they do have a potent team. It just we have to see if they respond to the captain of the ship, and that's Deion Sanders. We have to see if they respond to Deion Sanders' lieutenant and Coach Kelly and Coach Lewis.
They
If they
will.
do, because these are proven coaches, if they do, they will be something to reckon with moving forward.
Yeah, they
I
will. They
think
gonna
this
respond.
year, man.
They gonna respond, Dex. That ain't gonna be no problem. I'm telling you, man. They can't wait. I'm telling you, I'm telling you. They hate you. Matter of fact, they hate you. I
Because
tell you
everybody
again,
got a
they hate
plan until what? What
They
Mike
get.
say?
until you get knocked in the face. Until you get knocked in the face, you just see what you gonna do.
I think
Exactly.
Shador and Travis Hunter
Hey,
he gonna wake the people up. They gonna wake together. They gonna they gonna it's gonna be a wake up call for the nation. Cause I really I don't hear nobody really counting them in as two of the top players in college football or up and coming for this upcoming season. They more so looking at them like, yeah, y'all was good in HBCU, but let's see what
Yep,
you can
that's
do over
right.
here.
Yeah, exactly.
So
they,
yeah, so more people got that stance on them, and they know that, and so
right.
they can't wait. Oh,
And
them dudes
and it,
about to act up.
and they know Shadur ain't no punk.
Uh,
No, he ain't no
I
punk. He ain't no
can't wait.
punk.
I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna be
Okay,
front row
Andre Craig,
seats for
we'll check
that.
it out.
I
But you
have
know
to
what?
get
You
front
said
row
something
seats
really
for that,
good,
baby.
Pope. Um,
Huh?
they are unproven talent, but they are talent. And normally, talent survives. They survive the encounter. And I think when you have a dominant player on each side of the ball, like Travis and Shador, it's a win-win situation for your program.
Yeah,
Hey,
because not only talent, they
everything.
heart, they work ethic, they all of that, they confidence, they on another level. They maturity, they on another level.
Thank you. Thank you, Pope. Thank you. I ain't got to say that. Boy, I'm telling you, man, Pope, you can shut me up by telling the truth. Boy, I'm telling you, Pope, that's how you shut me up by telling the truth. Boy, I ain't got nothing else to say. What I can't. I agree.
What?
Man,
We done shut Uncle Vern up?
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, man, it ain't hard. I'm telling you, man, it's just a simple,
He
just a
said it
fact.
ain't
Look,
hard.
the proof is in your face. I can't argue with the truth.
Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if both of them is Heisman Trophy candidates. That's
You
how,
already know it.
like,
They gotta be because Pope. Listen to me. Can I say this? Let me say this right, Pope. Pope, I don't want to cut you off, but
go
watch.
ahead.
Look, the reason why Shadur gonna be a Heisman Trophy candidate because he's gonna be throwing it to the rest of them guys, and the rest of them guys are beasts. The receivers, I'm telling you, Pope, they something else. They Pope, they something else. All of them hungry, Pope. and they was proving where they was. They can't wait to get out here. Last year, this time, they was getting it in. Now, they
But
finna
that's
get
what
it
I
in
was
some
saying
more.
about TCU also, Vern. They can't wait either because they got demolished in front of the whole
That,
world and they want to
and that's
redeem
it.
themselves. And
They
what
going
better
more.
opponent to redeem
That's
yourself than the
that's
Deion Sanders
they got
led
that. They got.
Colorado Buffalo?
They come in. They come. I'm gonna tell you something. Really, all CU got, all Prime, Coach Prime got to lose is the game. TCU got
Ooh,
more.
hurry
They got
forward. I
more.
see you, baby.
Yeah.
TCU has TCU has more to lose on the strength of because of the fact of what they last outing was. Not only just that, what they coming in now because they lost a lot and they have to step up and keep up. So they saying, well, where we gonna put TCU at, even in the conference, in the Big 12 conference, where we gonna see them at? Because they were just conference to a certain extent, last conference championship champions, but they weren't the conference champions. Utah was the conference champions. And Utah's still there. I think Utah should be seated before TCU. I would
Okay,
think
Vern,
right
give us
now.
your top five, Vern. Give us your top five. Forget what the college rankings is on ESPN and Sports Illustrated, Sporting News, and all that. What's your top
Yeah,
five?
I'm gonna tell you, my top five is just like it was with my NBA top five. As far as whatever team Lonzo was playing on, LaMelo was playing on, that was my top five. They was in my top five. But listen to me though, Dex, right there with that, with the college thing too. Also with that, man, as far as I'm concerned, I see CU man running through that man running through this conference, this Pac-12 conference like it ain't nothing. I see their only problem is the first game. Once they get past the first game, it's gonna be all downhill going into the last game. And their last game is against the reigning champions from the Pac-12, and
Utah.
that's Utah.
Yep.
And that's their last game. And I see them beating the brakes off of Utah because they coming downhill.
So they get
They ain't
past
gonna do that.
Stanford? Do they
They
get
can't
past
do that
Stanford?
TCU thing. Go ahead. I'm
You saying they
sorry.
get past Stanford?
Oh yeah, get past all them bums.
So let's
Pac-12
say,
Bums.
ain't nothing.
Bums.
okay.
Yeah, Pac-12.
So let's
Listen,
just say they
Dex,
don't.
my point is this:
Come on, Vern.
you see what these
Bums.
teams, you see how this Pac-12 conference is folding now like a wet blanket. You see how that is. You don't think that have an effect on these athletes? A
Yeah, it does
psychological
have
effect
effect
on
on
these
these athletes.
athletes?
Yeah, that's a
Do
good
you
point,
think?
Uncle Vern.
And
No doubt.
do you think that effect? Do you think that effect is happening with CU right now? You know
I
what?
didn't hear that part. I didn't hear that part.
Do you see you having any effects from that wave that's going on with the Pac-12? Like they getting any
Yeah, it's
type
a
of
mess right now. Yeah,
they
it's
no
definitely a
no
mess.
yeah. See, you was in the driver's seat with that. Right now with them, everything with them is a blessed thing going all the way through this college thing. With Coach Prime, like I said before, Dexter, I had to repeat myself. This NIL thing made a whole big difference because of the
Break.
fact that
Hold
George.
on one second. Breaking news in Chicago. Breaking news in Chicago at the south side of Chicago at the White Sox athletic game. There was gunfire at that game, and the gun was snuck in through a woman's belly fat, and she has been arrested. As far as I know, there's no injuries, but the gunshots that was fired from the stand basically sent the stadium into a frenzy. So as so far, there was no one injured in the releasing of the firearm, and that's what we have it. Okay, go ahead, Vern.
I would say that's bad. This stuff is messed up, man. Dex, I'm telling you, man. But yeah, man. Coach Prime ain't gonna have no problem
Oh,
with
and it
that.
was two injuries. Yeah, it was two injuries.
Yeah,
A 46-year-old woman and a 26-year-old expected
yeah,
to recover fully from the gunshot wounds.
yeah.
Okay, nope, no deaths. All
And
right, go ahead.
why would a person sneak a gun up into a place like that anyway? That's one of the stupidest things. And why would you come to a professional baseball game with a gun?
I'm trying to figure out how in the hell she get it in through her belly fat because every game I go to, they have the metal detector and the portable metal detector. So that right there. they're gonna really have be strict with the stadiums now. So she done screwed it up for everybody. I tell you that.
Hey, Andre Craig, he asked, oh no, he's saying in the chat, Andre Craig says Shador Sanders will run for his life. Travis Hunter is a one-man team. And when is the last time TCU lost to some bullshit? Well, Shador running for his life, I don't think it would be like that. Now, do they have a top-notch offensive line? I don't believe so. But yeah, we'll wait to see who they recruited on the line. Like people really don't follow what type of top-notch line they got and recruited and how they gonna do.
I know
So
they
will he
good.
be will and it's up to the coach too. Like that's another thing with coaching. If you know you got a weak offensive line, how you combat that is you run the football a little more, take some pressure off the quarterback. You put the team in play action situations, screen passes. You do quick. You do quick. You know you got to get rid of the
Right,
ball quick. So you put them in position to try to get rid of the ball quickly. If you see the line ain't holding up, you
right,
feel me? So
right.
yeah, it's ways to compare. Like Dex said, they got a hell of a running game. They
Yeah,
got a
they
hell of
do.
a running back.
Yeah, they do.
But
Hunter
also
running
on the
back.
opposite side of that, we're probably reason why Andre Craig said Sador would be running for his life because of Johnny Hodges. I think that's what he is trying to implement the
Who is Johnny
impact of
Hodges?
Johnny Hodges, who was the Big 12 Defensive Newcomer of the Year,
For
was
sure.
also second team All Big 12. And he led TCU with 87 tackles last season, and he really showed
But
his
he wasn't
ass
a
during the
sack. He
playoff
not a
run
sack guy though, Dex. He more of a he just
for the run.
everywhere guy. Anything that come across that line of scrimmage, he smacking you. He
Yeah,
is that guy.
but he's but he is indispensable to TCU as far as the run game. You follow what I'm saying? And he showed that during the
Oh
college
yes,
football
yes.
playoffs, how devastating he was when he was showing up Michigan. Now you can say Michigan was overrated, or I don't know. However you look at Michigan, the boys in maize and blue. I don't know, but all I know is that he do have accolades and he do have reward awards for his stellar play in the Big 12.
Oh
And
no, for sure. He's a beast.
okay,
Yeah, he's a beast. Yeah, so you're right about that. That he will try to make a difference in that running game, but also too that's going. It also depends on TCU up front, the guys up front on that line too, our defensive line. Can they penetrate the offensive line? Can they get in the backfield, cause a little havoc, make a couple moves? Now, depending on how dope this running back is, because old boy Hodges, he is a beast. Not only him, they don't forget the other guy name right now. And they
yeah, they
say
do
they
have
get
another stellar linebacker. It escaped me too. That's why I couldn't really mention his name.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, they do have another stellar linebacker over there.
Yeah, man. They say they got a fifth-year senior at safety who nice. He was nice last year for him. He was they starter. So they got some veterans on their defense that's going to try to make it a
Yeah,
little rougher
Colorado
to do it.
definitely got their work cut out. But Uncle
Yeah.
Vern, what I wanted to know is how is Colorado offensive line? Because are they really studs? Or are they duds? Is
I
Uncle
believe
Vern
they
here?
does. I don't know,
Oh, he
but I
probably
believe
don't.
they does. That's the only thing I hear Deion say he missing. Like once he been saying that since JSU. Well, once I get the big guys up front, but to me it's like you should have the big guys up front.
Well,
So
that's
that
something that you should. I mean, that was something that he should have went after first. But by him having that
correct.
mindset of a skill player, you know what I'm saying, a skill position player, it seemed like he sold up the skill positions first, and the offensive line. I guess he just said, just put 300 pounds up there and let them do what they do.
Yeah, no, he tried to recruit them. It's just they offensive linemen, so they looking at Deion like, nigga, what can you teach me though? The skill position niggas is like, this is Deion. You can teach me a lot. Like from the DBs to the receivers to all them type of niggas. That's Deion primetime Sanders. But the big boys is like,
Yeah, the
I'm
they
going
going
to
to
Alabama.
Iowa. Big boys going to Iowa. They
Right.
go to Ohio
Kansas,
State. They go to
Kansas State,
Wisconsin, USC, no
Georgia,
doubt. You know what I'm
Georgia for
saying?
damn show.
Well, that's more in recent times, Georgia. You know what I'm saying?
With this
More
big
in recent
corn
times,
field.
Alabama. But Alabama had more than Georgia, per se. But the SEC, Auburn normally gets the big guys. You follow what I'm saying? And see what Alabama was doing was they was getting a lot of JUCOs. See, before they had the transfer portal, Alabama was getting a lot of 2-year JUCOs. So they coming there 22, 23 years old. And that's why a lot of them wasn't really excelling in the NFL because they were basically already burnt out. You follow what I'm saying? And now Alabama kind of went away from that. Nick Saban kind of went away from that and start getting younger players to actually play that's really good. And they have been winning, but they haven't been dominating. They'll win one, and then 2 years down the line, they might win another. Where Alabama was like up there every freaking year. You was getting Alabama roll tide fatigue seeing them up there that long. We thought they were cheating for the SEC because they was representing so often. If it wasn't them, it was LSU. LSU is another who sent a lot of offensive linemen to the pros.
Well, yeah, I see Numeric. He answered your question too in the chat. He said they average, and then he said the offensive line is suspect. So it's basically we got to wait and see what they do. But I believe too, like I say, when you got a good quarterback who's smart like Shador, who you know, Shador.
Oh, I even forgot Penn State. How'd I forget them?
Oh yeah. But Shador is a he came up under Tom Brady tutelage a little bit. You feel me? That's his favorite player, besides his father and whatnot. So you know, he headed to he know what to do. He gonna know what to do in this situation. He know his line isn't the up to par as much as he probably would like for it to be. You know, but that's all right. There's ways to work around that, especially when you got a lot of talent around you. When you got good running backs, you got receivers. I don't know who they tight end is. That's who I'm. If you could let me, if you know who they tight ends are, that's huge for a quarterback, a dope tight end for your check downs. Dope running back, tight ends. When you ain't got a good offensive line, you need that.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Andre Craig, you said the sad part is that you from Augusta, Georgia, and hate the SEC. Andre Craig, do you know how sacrilegious that sounds? You from Augusta, I-20, and
Augusta.
you hate the SEC? You in the throngs of the SEC. There's no way around it. I don't know how in the hell you survive in Augusta, Georgia, and not be a SEC fan, particularly a Georgia Bulldog.
You probably HBCU fan though.
Well, let's hope that's the case. Because, man, they're going to tar and feather you, Andre.
Colorado have Alabama defensive line coach and DB coach. Oh yeah, no, they fully listen. There should be no excuses. This is what I'm talking about. As far as I don't want to hear no first year because he got the roster, he got the coaches, he got the athletic director who fully behind everything you want to do. So it should be no, and we just seen a coach who took TCU last year to the title in his first season. We seen Sean McVay do it with the Rams. When you hell of a coach, you that guy. And if you, as long as you got the talent to compete, then you should win the majority of your games for sure. And so he got the talent. He got the talent. Now it's gonna be on him because the Pac-12 it's not the SEC. And it's not as weak as the Big 12, but it ain't the SEC. Big 12 is trash. So
Well,
this
but even though this it's not the SEC by far, we already know that's the top college football NCAA division conference rather. But he still got to run the gauntlet going through the Pac-12 because, like I said, he got to go to Stanford.
oh yeah,
He got to go through Utah, and he got to go to USC. And we don't know how good Oregon's going to be this season.
Correct. No, it's tough. Pac-12. Anytime you on the Wild Wild West, man, it's the Wild Wild West. So if you in a conference in the Wild Wild West, you're gonna deal with some competition. So yeah, no doubt he gonna have that. But like I say, I believe he got one of the best quarterbacks in football. And with that, and then you got Travis Hunter, which I believe he one of the best players in football. So I'm like, you already, and you were supposed to be one of the best coaches, and you got a hell of a coaching staff, and you got a lot of other players too besides just them two. I'm just saying them two is your two-headed monsters, right? Them two niggas is crazy to me. And so and I know I'm a little ahead of the curve with Shador. I'm and people like okay, all right. I've been peeping Shador since 14 years old. Like when Deion and they had the YouTube. It was just on YouTube. They had the little family YouTube show, and Shador was about 14 years old, just getting to his high school. Oh yeah, I was watching that show then, and I was paying attention to Shador and Shiloh then. So I'm like, okay, yeah, he been had it, and so now this is his moment. That's why I feel like this was mainly his call on making this move to. He didn't care what Power Five it was, just as long as it was a Power Five, because he knew his pops and them can make it crack just like they did JSU. Once he witnessed that, he like, damn, you really getting 5-star recruits to come to this motherfucker? I can imagine what we do. We could be goddamn Minnesota. I can imagine why you gonna recruit, goddamn it.
Well, we're going to see how he definitely holds up, and if his X's and O's can put more dubs than L's on the record moving forward. He have 12 games to make some noise, to kick some dust. Can he go 500, 6-6? Can he
This
go above 500 and be 7-5?
that'd be horrible if he did some shit like that. If he did anything 500 close to it, that's horrible. He shouldn't lose no more than 3 games. If he lose more than 3 games, I'm on his ass like white on right. Yeah, that's horrible. That's bad coaching. He got a hell of fire roster. He got a hell of fire coaching staff. There's
Now,
no excuse.
right now, Corey Ford. Now, Jimmy Horn Jr. Is that Jimmy Horn's son that played with the Saints? Is that Jim Horn's son? Because I think that is, and his
Yeah,
relationship with
yeah,
Deion Sanders is because they from Miami. I mean, well, Florida rather.
yeah. And the man got a hell of fire squad, Dex, and I think he got one of the top quarterbacks in the country, as well as one of the top players in the country. You ain't never seen. I mean, we haven't. I can't say never, except for Deion, but we don't really even see too many people play both sides of football in college. And so Shiloh don't even play both sides of the football. So if Deion is like, yeah, just stick and play, he starts both sides of the football. He's dangerous. Every time I watch him play, he's dangerous though. The way him and Shiloh showed up in that championship game last season, and he threw Shiloh that touchdown to go into overtime. It showed me they heart, everything, bro. It showed that's okay. They got that pedigree in them. They got that big time, big stage, big moments. It's do or die. Okay, nigga, we need to make a big play. Throw it to me. Uh, So
Wait a
yeah, I
minute,
think
Newmark. Paul, you got Newmark saying that they will win the first 7 games.
well,
You might be reaching there a little bit, Newmark.
yeah. But this first game is a beautiful test for them because it's against a proven coach now. Even though it was just 1 year, that's proven. You smack through the Big 12 like that, and then you run through playoff. Who did they? I forget who they beat. They beat Utah in the NCAA playoff to get to the championship, or was it somebody? I forget
Who
who they beat.
who you talking
TCU.
about? Oh, they
TCU.
beat Michigan. They beat Michigan.
They beat Michigan to
Yeah, it
get
was a
to the
big upset. It was a big upset.
Big upset. They whipped Michigan ass too, didn't they?
Yeah. No, they didn't whoop their ass. It was a close game.
It was a close one.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe they just had some hellified highlights in that game or something. Because I
Yeah.
remember something
Georgia
from
the
that
one
game.
who put the ass whooping down.
Yeah, I know, but I remember something made me look at TCU differently in that game. I was like, damn, them niggas really nice. Like they was doing some. They was out there balling in that game. But maybe they was just giving up a lot on defense too, I guess. But neither here nor there. This coach has proven to be able to have
They
a
what
team ready.
I think they started out blowing Michigan out. Then Michigan came back, made it a game, and then TCU I think scored the last score to win.
Okay. It had to be something like that. But yeah, man, this coach has proven to have his teams ready. He could take a new team, they new to his voice and all of that, and they believe in what he talking. So that's the proven. So I believe they coming in, and like you say, this coach, the quarterback coach, he grew up with his pops being a coach.
Yeah.
Arkansas,
Morris.
Morris, man, he just hurt himself in the beginning of first game of the season last year, but he had the starting spot. Now Duggan didn't give it back to him, which hey, shout out to Duggan. But at the same
Daniel
time,
Scott. I got Colorado covering that spread. It's too much hype going on for a team to open up the season giving 20 and a half. Now if it's
that's
20, that
crazy.
means the spread went down. But the line started out at 20 and a half.
Yeah, it's gonna go down by the time. It's gonna go down by the time. They want people to hurry up, put their bets in, and they're gonna shrink it down. You know how they do. By the
Yeah,
time
especially if
game time
everybody start
comes,
putting money on Colorado.
yeah, by the time game time comes, this shit will go down to 7 points.
But listen, it will be. I'm telling you, man, it will send the earth quaking and shivering if Colorado to turn that horrendous defense around from last season, who was a negative 29-point differential per game. You follow what I'm saying? If they can turn that around, that will be historic because that is a whole lot of points for a Division I Power 5 conference team to give up that many points during the course of a season.
Well, this is the real question, though, Dex. Is who's returning from that team that's actually getting a lot of PT on this team?
Only person I know of is the safety, Trevor Woods.
Okay, then so
Because Deion brought in a total of 50 total transfers, including,
So,
that's a lot.
so I only said that to say, I only asked that to say, this is a whole new defense, Dex. This. I don't think none of them players that was on that defense and gave up all them points to even get no significant playing time because it's 8 players, literally just 8 players that's returning. I don't know how many on offense, don't know how many on defense. I just know 8 is coming back from that last year's 1-11 team.
I wouldn't even expect you to know that for a team that went 1-8. 1-11. Who cares? You follow what I'm saying? Because when they was there, what kind of impact did they show? Very little.
That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying because somebody had brought that up, and I had went and I was looking at something or reading something on the new squad, and yeah, it said they only got 8 players that came back to this squad. That was on there last year. So it's a whole new team, basically 50 new players on the squad. So it's like, and how many of them 8? We only know of one. Well, one, like you just said, Dex, you just let me know that is one that we know of that's probably going to start or whatnot, and that's the safety. Okay, they might have had one good player on their team. He might have been Helliver, and everybody else was pooping. He can't make a difference. I don't know, no damn football team if he the only good player. So he might be nice and they all, but it's a new defense. This is they didn't have no Travis Hunter and Shiloh Sanders and all these other niggas they got. I can't even name all of them. They got
right.
so many.
It's a new defense and a new offense. And this is why Vegas don't believe. And they got TCU coming in at practically a 3-touchdown favorite.
Now I think they believe it's really an unknown. I think they believe, but they don't. I don't. It's just. I think it's to go put your money in now. Like if people see that spread like right now, that'll make you want to throw your money in right now, right? And then once you locked in and you bet, once that spread go down, there ain't no taking your money back. So they know what they doing. It's beginning of the week. Go put your money in on Colorado. But they're covered. I think they don't cover. I mean, for sure they should cover. If he get 21 smacked, if, if he
I
get
mean, I don't see it. I can't see it. No matter how I look at this, I do not see Colorado with those type of recruits and that kind of talent on both sides of the ball
yeah,
getting beat by a TCU team. Now I can understand if it was Ohio State. I could understand just maybe Michigan. You know what I'm saying? But TCU, come on, man.
yeah.
I can't see TCU giving that type of athleticism and spotting them 21 points. I don't see it. Because TCU, even though it's Texas, and we know Texas is a harvest for young football players. We know that. You follow what I'm saying? Oklahoma goes through there every year and sweep out the crop coming out of Texas. So we know there's a wealth of talent in Texas when it comes to football. We can all agree to that, right?
Of course.
But I just don't see all that talent being at TCU, even though they had a remarkable record last season. I just don't see all that talent being at TCU. I think they snuck under the radar and they hit Michigan in the chin and they survived, even though Michigan was coming back, but they survived and they end up winning. But then once they got into the big dance where all the big lights and the TCU and neon and on the marquee under Georgia as contenders for the national championship game, they folded. They got cream puff. And I think Colorado will get up under that number easily. You know what I'm saying? This could be a field goal game.
Nah, I got it. I got it 44-43. I got it 44-43. Final score. Because I don't got TCU figuring out Shador Sanders like that. I don't. And I say halftime score. I got 21-31.
Because this is what I think Deion is going to do. I think Deion is going to run somewhat of a safe San Francisco West Coast offense because he has too much talent and he played at San Francisco. So he know how that offense runs and he know what it can generate. And he played with Steve Young, a running quarterback. You follow what I'm saying? And he could throw. Steve Young can run the quarterback and he could throw. Hall of Famer. So Shador Sanders is cut from that same cloth. He's from that ilk of running quarterbacks who can throw the ball, which is a dangerous combination when you got dual threat arm and legs. So what he's going to do, he's going to use his speed. He's going to keep it out in the open, and TCU have to just make the tackles. I think that's what Deion Sanders is going to do. And then once they start coming up on those receivers, because they're getting too many yards from run and catch, that yak, yards after catch, he's going to go up top. And that's where TCU is going to get burned. And that's what I'm hanging my hat on. And that's why I'm going Colorado in the number. And then I might parlay something and take Colorado in the money line. Because I think this is going to be the upset of the initial season. I mean, coming up. I think this is Colorado TCU. This could be a potential upset because I just cannot see all this talent. I don't care if it came from HBCU. It's still talent. It's speed is speed. No matter where it is on the earth, it's still speed. And TCU don't have that. And Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffalo got speed on both sides of the ball, and that's something you cannot teach. Is speed.
This is what I like about TCU though. This upcoming game is the fact that for me is the coach, right? First off, and then he did recruit freshmen and so on and so forth last year that I'm sure didn't even play like that last year. They probably redshirted, so on and so forth, or was learning their role, or was on this team and then just didn't get the hype, and the recognition. And then he got another recruiting class under his belt now. So now he got two recruiting class, last year's one and this year's one. And the freshmen that he got coming, plus the transfers that he has coming over there. The wide receiver, he got a top-notch wide receiver that transferred from Alabama, as well as running back from Alabama. So he got it in a couple other places, a couple other top-notch schools. He got some top-notch transfers that came to TCU this year too, because they see what their coach did, and it's TCU, it's Fort Worth, Dallas. Like it's that's beautiful in itself too to go there. Okay, if you're not, So that's what it's like. I think like now this year he gonna even have a better fingerprint on the team because like okay, I got two recruiting classes. They know what I want. We'll see, man. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. That's why I listen. I had to book a ticket. I had to book the tickets, man.
Well, Colorado is a 71st recruiting class. They number 71 in recruiting this year, according to Rivals. And I'm trying to find where TCU is at. TCU is 45. So that is 26 notches above Colorado, TCU.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So that, I mean, we hear a lot about the Colorado coming in, but
you say so TCU was 26 in recruiting?
No, TCU is 41.
41 in recruiting.
And Colorado is 71.
And Colorado was 71.
Yes.
In recruiting class this year?
Yes.
Okay. Was he 20?
Not 40, excuse me. I'll take that back. TCU is I said 41. No, they're not 41. They damn, I just had them. Well, TCU is in the 40s. Yeah, 45. Yeah, that's a 26 notch jump above Colorado. So they're in the top 50 of recruiting class, and according to Rivals. And Colorado is not in the top 50. So
hey. Listen, man, we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see what's going on. I just 45. I thought they would have been up a little higher than that, but even that's all right. I mean, 45 though. God damn, that's back there.
And listen, they have 0 5-star recruits, TCU, but they do have 5 4-star recruits, and they have I think 10 3-star recruits, whereas Colorado has 43 3-star recruits and 4 4-star recruits and 1 5-star recruit. So
is that the McClain kid?
I don't know the name. I'm just
I think Kalani McClain. Yeah, now that's big. Kalani McClain is supposed to be one of the top. He think he on the level with Travis Hunter, and him they be battling. But I heard Travis talk about him showing up. But
what I'm trying to figure out though, how in the hell is TCU 45 and they have no 5-star recruits, and they only have 5 4-star recruits and 10 3-star recruits, and Colorado have? Wait a minute, they don't give Colorado no 5-star recruits? Huh?
Are you sure
what year is
the right stuff, man? Right.
I might not be looking at the right year. It says 2024.
You know you got to look at the right. Don't pull a purple baby on us.
Listen, this is Rivals. Rival is reputable. And 2024, team rankings. But I'm trying to figure out why in the hell they don't have Colorado with a 5-star recruit because Travis Hunter. They don't consider him a recruit. Oh,
No,
they
no,
consider him a transfer, huh?
he's transferring. And see,
Oh, okay,
that's what it really comes in at. It's all the
that's what it is.
transfers
Yeah,
that
exactly.
they
He's on the
get. If
transfers.
you go look at the transfers that TCU got, then you'll get a better understanding of who they're about to throw
Okay,
out there
I'm
this
finna
year.
go to transfers right now.
That's where the big
2024 team ranking, Rivals.com transfer team rankings. Oh, they said none available. They don't have anything in here yet.
No, go look and see who transferred to them. They already transferred to them. I pull it
Let
up
me
for you.
see comprehensive ranking. They don't have that either. So the only thing they just have is the recruiting. I don't think they just filled in that information just yet for some reason.
No, just put in TCU,
Transfer
who
portal.
players, what player. I got you. I'm tripping. I got you. 1 second.
Well, Rivals don't
What
have it.
player?
Let me go to another one. Let's go
Transfer.
24/7 Sports. Another reputable. Let's go to transfer portal right here. Transfer portal. Top. Oh, so they're going like fullbacks and oh, is that football?
I'm about to pull it up. Let's see.
BK. What is BK? Team BK transfer rankings.
So they got.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, he's part of the portal. That's what happened. They don't have him as a
Here you
recruit.
go, Dex. I got you right here. So they got Warren Thompson from Arkansas to TCU. 6'3", 200 wide receiver. 4-star recruit, look like coming out of high school. 3-star in college. They got defensive line Tico Brown from I'm not sure what school that is, but he's a 3-star. Was a 3-star in college. Was a 3-star in high school. Which one? What are the niggas I'm looking for? Now? Let me get to. Oh, really? Where did he come from? ECU?
Yeah, don't worry about it because a lot of these players are not really recognizable. So
Oh, Jack Beck? No, here we go. I've got you. No, there's a bunch of players. That's why I'm only trying to find the recognizable ones because I'm not trying to get none of the 3-star. I'm trying to find all the 4-star dudes. Jack Beck from LSU, 6'2" wide receiver. He transferred from LSU. Let's see. I'm trying
but
to
listen, a
find.
wide receiver from LSU is not. You know what I'm saying? You don't get. I think it was only like 1 or 2 wide receivers from LSU ever did anything in the pros, and I think that was Landry, and who else from LSU that did something in the pros? I remember back. I mean, like way back in the day. That played with DeMarcus Russell. What was that wide receiver?
That player DeMarcus Russell? I'm not
Yeah,
sure right now off the top. I'm still reading and looking
I
at.
forgot his name, but he got drafted. But normally LSU don't really put wide receivers in the pros. So yeah, they don't. No, they're not a wide receiver school.
Mm,
I know that. What was that quarterback that was at LSU? Joe Burrow, right? What was his
uh,
quarterback?
his receiver
Chase. That's what it
Jamar
was. Chase.
Chase. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why you
Chase.
tripping. I can name
No,
some
no,
more
no.
for
I'm
you.
not tripping. Hold
I
on.
can
Jamar
name
Chase
more, but
and
right
Landry
now
and
I'm
the
trying to
dude
find.
from DeMarcus Russell time at LSU. That's about it. They don't do wide receivers now. They might do some defensive backs. Yeah, they top notch with defensive backs. LSU is. You know, the Ryan Clarks of the world, the Honey Badgers, and there's so many of the names for LSU that for defensive back throughout the year. But wide receiver, nah. Oh yeah, Odell Beckham with the LSU. That's what I was thinking about. Odell Beckham.
It's more. It's a lot more when you start
Yeah, we
thinking
already
about
said
it.
Jamar Chase. So that's
I
like
think
3. That's like 3 in their
Justin
history.
Jefferson. You talking about
Yeah, that's Justin
top
Jefferson.
notchers too. You talking about top? All 3 that you just named is all top notch
Yeah,
niggas too.
Justin Jefferson. He just came out right recently.
No, Justin Jefferson been in the league for a couple years
Don't he
for a
play with
nice.
Minnesota?
Yeah, he been in the league for a good five. I want to say
Daniel
five.
Scott, they had a bunch of wide receivers, not like Florida,
No,
Florida State.
they get wideouts, Dex. You tripping?
No, not a bunch. I know for a fact because I've been watching college football for a long time, and LSU has never been known to push out receivers. Maybe in recent times, I can give you that since Odell Beckham Jr. Really, because before Odell Beckham Jr. was that one guy from with Demarcus Russell.
So
I don't.
so Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean,
I
who
don't know
remember
who
that
he
guy?
is. I don't know who he
Yeah,
is.
that's what I'm saying. But we do know Jamar Chase. We know Odell. We know Landry. We know Jefferson. But just because you name wide receivers at LSU, that don't mean they making noise.
So we gotta look out for the freshman. It's a true freshman on TCU running back. Look like he might be starting. 4-star recruit, number 23 running back in the nation, number 61 overall prospect in Texas. He from Round Rock, Texas, basically Austin. In other words. Okay, so yeah, I'm looking forward. Oh yeah, he
I
ran
know. That's what I
relays.
said earlier. They're more of a cornerback
Oh,
university. Yeah.
he say okay, wait a minute. He rushed for 695, 8 yards a carry in his senior year. Nigga had 8 yards a carry. Uh, no, 7 games as a junior. Oh, that was as a junior. My bad. 8 yards a carry as a junior. First team Texas District 25 6A.
Pope, I think you're reaching.
Hey man, I'm just saying you better watch out for a kid like this. He a
Ohio
four-time
State.
100
Yep.
relay track and field, won a long jump
Joey
district
Galloway and
champion.
company. Yep.
Yeah, man.
Anthony Carter.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you gotta watch out for freshmen like this, especially if he's starting.
Even Aaron Pryor, right? Remember Aaron Pryor, even though he played quarterback, but when he went to the Raiders and played wide receiver and did pretty good for a minute. And I think he played
Cordell
with
Russell.
Cleveland Browns.
Hey,
You guys
another
are trying to get me back into sports. I'm trying to get out of sports. You guys are trying to get me back into sports. I see what y'all doing.
hey, Dex. I mean, right. They proving you tried to say LSU wasn't producing receivers, and they
No,
bringing them out.
as a history. I mean, you can have a run,
They're bringing them out.
but as a
But
history, you know what I'm saying?
what you mean a
They're not
run?
known for that. They're known for
You
defensive
got
backs.
Odell Beckham as a superstar. Then a couple years
Dude, how
later,
many years
hold
is
on,
Dane?
Dex.
That's five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know
Dex.
how long LSU been in existence?
But still, Dex,
Come
that's
on,
just
man. Don't
top
do that. Don't do that. Stop reaching.
Dex.
Daniel
Can
Scott
I talk?
already conceded. He said, Dex, LSU is more of a cornerback university. I'll give you that. Thank you. Because we're talking about history. We're not talking about recent history.
It don't even matter.
When you speak college football, like USC was known as tailback U. You follow what I'm saying? Ohio State is
Wide
known as
receivers too.
linebacker U. You got Wisconsin is known as O-line U. Penn State is known as linebacker U, and you got Wisconsin known as O-line U. That's what we talking about. When you put out a string of top talent for years, not one here, one there, two here. You follow what I'm saying? A string of them. And when they go to drafting, they go look at your school first for that particular kind of position.
All right, let's get a little familiar. I feel you. Let's get because we know a lot about, or I should say more about the Colorado players coming in than the TCU players. But I see another high schooler, or not a high schooler, but a freshman, true freshman, look like who a wideout, 6'4" wideout. That's monstrous. That's
Yeah, Miami. Miami's known for everything a lot. Shit. Tight end also. Don't forget tight end, you. Miami. Oh, go ahead, Pope. I'm just addressing the chat because they bringing me back, man. It's fun. I love when I go back, when they bring back my memories. They jar my memories. Florida State. See, a lot of Florida State got their quarterbacks from California. Did you know that? And then Miami started to mimic. Florida State because they was getting a lot of good quarterbacks because they was trying to turn their offense in more structure to being able to make all the throws. We know we had the Vinny Testaverdes down in Miami. We know we had the Walsh. You know what I'm saying? And the Bernie Kosars and stuff like that. But they start to switch over to more so of the California style quarterbacks down there than they were traditionally because a lot of guys in Miami was, playing the skill position. And the quarterbacks they did have down there in Miami, it was like dual threats. And they wanted to be more traditional with
All
Miami.
right, but yeah, okay. Look, well, can we get back on track? Cause we was talking about something before you just went off into the chat world. Me and you was
You was looking up
discussing.
something.
We was discussing the wide receivers, and we was not just the wide receivers. We was discussing the roster of TCU and whatnot, and the transfers that people that they got that they rolling out. Y'all done went into some whole. But that's smooth. But I'm just saying, right here, I'm sitting in front of in my face the roster of TCU. I want to run a little bit down to who they starters are, so we can get a little more familiar since we up here talking about it. And I see they got a strong safety. That strong safety, that's a starter. He from Ranch Cucamonga, California. They got a couple Californians on the roster.
He's from the ranch.
Yeah, he from the IE, man.
I remember Rancho Cucamonga was dirt and horses.
Yeah, he from the ranch. So they got they got some junior. They got some big ass wide receivers. Nigga, 6'5". They got 6'4", 6'5". So far, I've seen 6'4", your freshman. 6'4", Cadell Russell is his name. 6'4" freshman, true freshman. You got a true freshman at running back. So this is now the coach putting his stamp right here, like, yeah, these is my niggas. Okay, coach. I see what you're doing. They got the linebacker, of course, Shea Banks Jr. That's the other linebacker that we was talking about, Dex. That's with the boy Hodges.
Yeah, Banks. You said Banks, right?
Yeah, that's the other
Banks.
cat.
Yep, that's it, Banks.
And then get this, Dex, the quarterback, Chandler Morris. Last year he was a true freshman.
Mm-hmm.
So he was starting as a true freshman once he hurt himself. And I believe Dungeon was a senior or junior or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so they just left it at that since he was playing well. Of course, you're gonna play well when you already see. Man, so I like this coach. So Chandler Morris is really Sonny Dykes. This is his guy for real. This is a guy he recruited. Coach Dykes. This is a guy he recruited, and he ready. So yeah, he's super ready this year. He out of Oklahoma, Highland Park, Texas, Highland Park School / Oklahoma. So yeah, he ready to do damage. And yeah, Haji, of course, they got that Haji kid, Chase Jackson, sophomore. 6'2". So they 3 wide receivers. They rolling out there, Dex. Oh yeah, Travis Hunter and them got they got their work cut out. Just dealing with 6'2", 6'4", and 6'5". Yeah, that's something to deal with. Don't let them be athletic and whatnot and really can do their stuff. That's
they remind me of that Notre Dame team that had those tall ass wide receivers. What was that wide? What was his name? It started with an S, I think. Shamika, something. He had some weird name. And all they used to do was wait till they get down by the end zone and they just toss it to him. And his numbers got inflated. But when he got into the pros, I don't know what happened to the guy. I think he got hurt or his back. He was too tall or something.
Oh, man.
Remember that man's name? Shamaka?
I can't remember.
All-American. Yeah. But sometimes those tall receivers don't make well in the pro. You got to be tall and fast. Because if you just tall, they breaking you up. They're gonna chop you down to size. Them DBs and them strong safeties, they chopping you down to size. If
But
you
yeah, now
just tall.
you gotta know how to run your routes precise too. But in college, it's always good in college because your quarterback can throw it up. If you got little bitty dudes on you and they not NFL material, you can best them. And the,
Yeah,
damn that.
that's what Notre Dame did. That's what
So,
Notre Dame did until they ran against Alabama. And then once they played Alabama in that championship game, Alabama was just punishing them tall wide receivers. And they started having dinosaur arms. And they wasn't reaching out for that ball.
so check this. They got a tight end as a freshman too. They got tight end 6'6". They not playing. These motherfuckers is beastie. Hey, yeah. Coach Dykes is trying to roll out. He's trying to come out here, and that's another thing about good coaches too. Like good coaches, they don't need to get the number 5-star recruits all the time. Like that's one thing I respect about Bill Belichick is he can take an undrafted player and have him ready to make a huge play in the Super Bowl. He can have that. He can coach. He coached cats up. That play that Malcolm Butler made in that Super Bowl versus the Seahawks on the 1 yard line to win that
Yep.
game.
Yeah, he
He
jumped that. He
literally
jumped that pass. Yeah.
said he he uh he got yelled at by Coach.
Who was that? Golden Tate, right? Golden
Hold
Tate
on.
was no. Golden Tate was a
Let me finish, please. Let me finish this. Hold on. When he did that, he literally said he knew what the play was because in practice he got yelled at by Bill Belichick
Yep.
that he has to jump that route or it ain't gonna work. That he had to jump and so on and so forth. So he knew when he seen them in that formation that what play was coming. And he's an undrafted kid. And he went on to get a big contract. But go ahead, Dex.
No, I was saying that Golden Tate was a receiver that Malcolm Butler jumped the route on because they wanted to make Russell the MVP of the game, and he definitely would have been MVP if he would have connected on that pass. Everybody
Yeah.
know Beast Mode should have got that ball. I mean, it was just obvious. Beast Mode should have got the ball. They couldn't stop him.
I mean, I don't want to get and dive into that now. They was stopping them. That's the whole thing. They was
not on that possession. If you go back and look,
they,
the possession before
I
that, he got
noticed.
about like 9 yards to get it down to like the 2 yard line.
Okay,
They couldn't even tackle that guy.
well, what I'm telling you is they already had stopped them previously on three downs that was 2 yards or less before that. They already stopped them. So they was ready for it. That's one thing on running the ball 10, 11, 12 yards and you busted one through. But it's another thing when they know that you about to run the football and you need to get this 2 yards and they geared up to stop the run. That's another two totally different things.
Okay, then you know what he should have did? He should have play action. Action bootleg.
That's true too. But see, the thing is, people say all of this, but what they don't understand is that pass have been intercepted 0 times, and they done ran it all season like that on the 1 yard line before. When people think they're gonna run it, they done ran that play a couple times. Why Bill Belichick knew that they was gonna do that. They like to do that play on the 1 yard line, and that's why he had his team ready for when they seen that formation. So they never had gotten that that play picked before. Sometimes it'll get batted down, but it's too quick of a bang bang for you to really try to get that pick. So 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna pick that off. So that's why I say it's a go takes me back to saying coaching. When you can coach players up, you don't necessarily need them to be a first round draft pick. If you can get a 6th round draft pick and a Tom Brady and who believes in himself and his capabilities and all of that, and then you coach him up too, he's very coachable, and then you get the greatest quarterback that we ever seen play the game. But not just him, just a lot of players. They come from Edelman to Wes Welker. They was all on different teams from the other white boy they had too. I forget his name at the time off the top of my head. But a lot of players.
Stokely,
Yeah, a lot of
Stokely, or something like that.
something like that. A lot of players they Bill get them, he coach them up. They want to get paid, then he let them go. He'd be like, all right, you can go get paid somewhere else. I'll just draft somebody else in the 6th round, coach him up for a few years until his contract up and he want to ask for crazy money. And it's a recycle thing. So I think
Yeah, they had
that's
Edelman. I think they had Stokely. They had Des. I think his name was another one named Desmond or something like that.
it's damn.
They
I'm
had
mad. I can't remember his
they had
name.
the they had the
It's
former
not
they had the
Stokely
former
neither.
quarterback Hurd. Remember Hurd? Daniel Hurd. He
Yeah,
was a
man.
quarterback in college, and then he went to the Patriots and been a slot receiver.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's what it's about. I think that's where I was brought up, Bill, because not to say that Sykes is Bill, Coach Sykes is Bill, but I think he's one of them coaches that I don't need to get like that. Give me a squad, give me some players that know how to play, that's coachable, and I'm gonna
If he
coach
could
them
get
up
a
to
top, if he could
win.
get those top recruits, he would. But ain't no top recruit going to no TCU. That's a Christian
Correct,
school.
correct, but I mean, no, they still go, but no, not like that, not like they going
That's.
to
Do you remember back
Texas
in the
or
day? Back in the day, they had not Baylor, because Baylor was good for a little while with RG3. What's that other school? Start with a B. Bowling, something.
Yeah,
Not
yeah, I
Bowling
know you're talking
Green.
about. Yeah, he was nice. He was nice quarterback.
What was that team that played on the blue carpet?
Boise State.
Boise State. There you go, Boise State. Remember they had their run
Yeah,
with
yeah.
just so players. That's what TCU is doing right now. Even when Boise State went to the big dance, they had one big win of their organization history, and that's against Alabama in the Orange Bowl. After that, Boise State they was getting hammered, and that's why they don't get invited. They stopped inviting them because Boise State was so entertaining. At the same time, they just could never win the big game. Every time they get into a big bowl, they couldn't win. Just that one time they did win. No, Florida. It was Florida, not Alabama. That was Florida. They beat Florida. Utah beat Alabama, I think. With
Yeah,
Alex Smith.
buddy.
But Boise State, I think they beat Florida. They beat Florida that year, and Florida had a really good team. But they didn't make the national championship, so they said Florida had a letdown because they didn't make the national championship game. I think LSU went that year over Florida. And Boise State blew the doors off Florida.
Fucking parking for the game day. So I think I'm okay. That's what I'm at to do.
You said what?
If I don't want to park, parking for the game, my nigga is like $200. Cause they even got parking that's
Well,
$400.
yeah, well, that's parking close to the stadium. Just park outside. I mean, around, somewhere around down
Yeah,
somewhere, and
and
then
then
just walk to the stadium.
right, I'm like, God
Yeah,
damn.
it's really hard with football. Football is hard.
Yeah, I'm like, that's what crazy. What
Yeah,
is the
I
because
remember I
of
used to go
that?
see the
Oh,
Cowboys and
but
shit,
but
the Chargers. I mean,
no
man, that parking is the mother. But I just used to VIP. Fuck it, I paid $100 VIP and let them deal with it.
VIP what parking for
Yeah,
$100?
yeah.
Where at?
No, that's when I used to down and go to San Diego or the
Oh,
Coliseum.
okay,
You
I
know,
got you. Cause I'm like, yeah, these niggas talking about $189. That's for the cheap. That's the
but
cheap
this is
ticket.
but only because this is a big game. Now, once they get a couple of games into the season, once they lose one or whatever, the tickets. I mean, the parking ain't gonna be that expensive anymore. They're just trying to get everything they can now because of the hype.
Yeah. I said, nah, they kiss my ass. I ain't paying the motherfuckers no $200 for no goddamn parking.
Yeah.
And I
I
walk
remember
my,
they do
I
that
park
sometime with them
walk
Laker
out.
games, man. Them Lakers, depending on who coming to town, they try to hike up the parking and shit. And
Yeah, we already know, nigga. Using them right. Ubers. Drop me off right here.
Yep. A lot of people just take the train. Shit, train take you
Right.
right there.
That too. That's very true. That is very true, sir. You can do
But
that too.
this
But it'd
gonna
be
be
a lot
this
of
gonna be wild though. For you to go there and to see the game live. It's gonna be wild to see Deion and TCU coming off of a national championship appearance
oh
to
yeah.
open up against a team that tough.
Yeah, that hype too. That hype. That's yeah. Coming up against a team that hype and knowing that everybody gonna be watching this game.
Yep.
Everybody gonna be watching this game to see what TCU look. I mean, not TCU, but what Colorado look like. And not only that, is this coach for real, and what TCU gonna look
Don't
like?
let
Can they
Colorado
possibly?
score first. Don't let them score first.
Oh, I
If
think they
Colorado
can.
score first, it's gonna be bad for TCU.
No, I think they can. I think Travis Hunter. I think that might exactly what happened. I think Shador to Travis Hunter off tops, but I don't think it's gonna be bad because now if they was in Colorado and you had that crowd and that
Nuh-uh.
energy.
Colorado, that crowd fought the Colorado finna travel, partner. Watch.
Oh no. Now who will travel is uh, but they might come to there. They might
No,
come to because
Colorado
Denver not.
travel.
Yeah,
Listen, I
Denver
know what
not
I'm
that
talking
far.
about. When they play UCLA, they travel. They be in there deep at that Rose Bowl. They play, you know what I'm saying? So I know they travel. Colorado will travel, especially now since they got something going on. Them people up there in Boulder, they finna travel. Denver, all them finna get together. Colorado Springs, Logan, they finna travel. Watch and see. Them white folks got bread up there. They finna get in them big old what you call them? The things be on the highway. Them coaches. They finna get in them coaches and they finna come on down, man. The motorhomes, they finna come on down. Them tour buses. Them people in Colorado, they travel, especially when they got something going on. Now, if they won 11, who wants to see that, right?
No, but for sure, I think a lot of players is gonna come out. I mean, not a lot of players, but I think a lot of people. I think it's gonna be sold out.
Yeah,
I
it should
think,
be sold out. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's gonna be, I was
Yeah,
surprised it
that's what
wasn't
it was.
sold out already.
Oklahoma. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, Boise had beat Oklahoma that year. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like, okay, this should be a
That's what
this
that
should be.
trick play. Remember Newmark? They put that trick play down in Oklahoma. In Oklahoma, they know what was happening. Boise State put on a show.
Hey, but yeah, it was good chopping it up with you, Dex, man.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and knock this one out the box.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna go ahead and go relax it out. But yeah, man, stay tuned. I'm gonna be dropping some more shit. You always more than welcome to come up on the panel, do whatever. So if you
For
see
sure.
me, you
For
see
sure.
me.
For sure.
All right,
Yeah.
y'all. Appreciate
All
everything.
right. Salute.
Flight.
We'll try to make something happen.
All right, one.
So there you have it. Shout out to everybody that graced the panel tonight, and big ups to everybody pulling up the Flight Sports TV. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so you won't miss one iota of an exuberant experience. We had an array of topic within the title. That's what was so superb about this stream tonight. We had an array of topics inside the title. So big ups to Flight once again for putting forth a real diligent stream. He had a little trauma, not much. Uncle Vern was just hyped about that Colorado, and we had to try to, bridle him back. And we did to some degree. But hey, what can we do when you let the horses out of the trenches, right? They gonna come running full speed, and that's what Uncle Vern did tonight because he gets hyped when he hears about Deion Sanders and the transformation that he's undergoing with the Colorado Buffaloes. And not only that, we have to put some respect on Sonny Dykes. We have to and he was a first-year coach last season. We have to put some respect on the TCU Horned Frogs. Yeah, I know that name doesn't sound, pretty enthused, but you remember people used to call you a horny frog, when you was a little horny, old horny frog. You know what I'm saying? So we got to put some respects on the horny frogs because they did represent the Big 12 and excuse me in the national championship game that spotlighted the end of the collegiate football for that season. And a winner was crowned. It was Georgia Bulldogs, back to back SEC, the strong conference, representing once again down in the dirty, dirty. So we're basically going to sign out tonight. We appreciate everybody. Peace, longevity, success, and good health. And do your thing, but do it right. And like I said before, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and be a part of something special. Be a part of the winning circle, and also stay up on all the tidbits, news, and things that come across the press here at Flight Sports TV. Salute.
You know how we get down. We love it, baby. Big all the time.
Flight Sports TV.